should be live soon. I'm going to go ahead and wait for that to happen. And when it does, we will begin the show. So aside from Mike headaches, Ben, you all right?
Yeah, I'm steady. Living life. Can't complain. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Getting closer to that Christmas break.
2 more weeks.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. All right, so we are on YouTube. We're going to rock.
Duke.
Yes.
Just make sure you record this week because Chinny obviously isn't here.
Yes. I am recording it on audio, and it's going to be on the YouTube stream and OBS. Usually it records. I don't know. Anyway, Surly says Chinny has had a makeover. Yes, he has. Okay, we're ready to start then.
Okie dokie. Let's do this.
Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
Welcome yo to the veteran gamers. Juju, Chinny, other fellas will tell you about every single game that you play.
Perfectly level flying is the supreme challenge of the scale model pilot. Give me that! Hey!
Here comes Duke with the soundbite saviors.
What's that weird cat?
It's the veteran gamers.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun on the fun.
Gamers. It's the veteran gamers. It's the veteran gamers.
Sex noises into the microphone for 10 seconds.
It's the 9th highest selling multiplayer figurine-based strategy fantasy sequel game in history.
Monsters come out and eat your peanuts.
Hello and welcome to episode 831 of the Veteran Gamers Podcast.
Yay, 831. Welcome, everybody. I'm Duke.
I'm Stu.
And I'm Ben.
And there's some sort of loud whirring sound, but that's okay. We're going to
carry on. Yeah, I'm so sorry. My fucking daughter.
That's you?
My daughter decided this was the right time to do a washing. So
I thought that was Ben, and we were going to have to ask him, I'm sorry, Ben, could you please fix that?
That's a goddamn washing machine.
Can you imagine if Stu allowed Chinny or me to have that noise? Okay,
I know. Well,
I was
like, as soon as it literally started spinning the moment we started the show. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, we're very sorry, but the washing needs to get done.
So I can only apologize.
What? I can't hear you over the whirring noise.
In January, just be like, we're putting your board up now because of that. Interfering with...
She knows. She knows. Get it done before the show starts.
Or wait till after the show.
You don't know, the kitchen's my recording studio.
If only you had some other place you could record in.
I know. Okay. Ben, what the fuck is happening, my man? What is happening?
Too much to say, but not much to say. Life has been extremely busy since I've last been on here.
Yeah.
Been when was the last time I was on? It was in the summer, wasn't it? Spring, I believe.
Sure.
It is a while.
Yeah. So while I've done that, I found a girl from the Netherlands that I'm dating.
Oh, nice.
So I've been over to Amsterdam at like 2 minutes. The last time you asked, do you want to fill in? I literally couldn't. I was meeting the parents. That's the most nervous thing I've ever done.
That is like the longest distance relationship I think I've ever heard.
No, it's not. It's only an hour actually on the plane, so it's not too bad.
No, but it is for me. I've never heard anyone on dating someone in Central Europe or whatever.
Yeah, it's an interesting time. But last time you said, "Hey Ben, we've got a spot," I was literally meeting the parents for the first time. That pressure moment. That's tense.
How did that go?
It went well. It went well. You know what's good? They can speak Dutch because they can be nice to me and be like, "Oh, you're such a nice man," and then they can just speak in their Klingon, and then really like, "Who the hell is this guy? What the hell is he doing? Why is he?
I love your impression of Dutch.
Yeah,
like
basically.
a Klingon. Yeah.
What was it? I've got to ask you two. What was it like when you two met your fathers and mothers?
It's funny because the Duchess's sister was married to this guy who's like a venture capitalist, and like he was involved in the world of finance, and he liked golf, which my father-in-law really likes. So for a while I was like, man, I'm this loser who's like an English teacher. I play video games. I played a golf video game recently, and then so Mary is my wife's sister. Mary's husband turned into a total jackass who was like emotionally abusive and total alcoholic scumbag. So she divorced him, and he got out of the picture. And now I'm the golden child who like treats the lady well. And so I came out on top of that. Woo!
Yeah, it's always nervous when you meet them and like that you can't relate to them. That's like one
Yeah,
of them.
well.
The guy, he runs gyms and he's like a gym guy. He's a lovely guy, but like when I met,
Is he big? Is he like buff?
let me
Is he
let me
buff?
tell you, I'm not exactly pulling out the muscles right now. Like, whew, not got those muscles yet, so I could not relate. I was like, oh yeah, gym. I would one day go to one of those. If I needed to,
Gaim?
but,
What's a
yeah.
gaim?
Yeah. But no, it went well. It went well. And then I tell you what, I've got a funny story. Chinny was slagging off Blackpool the week before I was in Blackpool.
Oh snap!
And what do you think of Blackpool? Come on, what's your opinion?
Do you know what? It is a bit of a dump, but it's a fun dump if you know what it is.
Fun.
So
dump.
when I was the girl I'm dating, Cher, she came over to London, showing around. She went, "Wow, if England's like this, I could live here." I was like, "Oof." So then I thought I need to lower her standards. So I took her
Take her to Blackpool.
I took her
There
to
you go.
Blackpool.
Yeah.
and
What did she
Liverpool.
think? What did she think of Blackpool then?
You know what? She's a bit she'll never hear it. Middle class, slightly posh.
Oh, is she a bit posh? Is she a bit posh?
Well, let's just say that she's very European. They eat cheese and wine, and they all use knives and forks correctly. But
Oh, God.
Blackpool, when I took her there, I was like, we're gonna go, and everywhere's gonna be karaoke.
So let me
heaven.
just let me ask you this: did you take her on the beach and she's like, "Oh, dog shit," and you're like, "Nope, human."
No, I did not. Do you know what? I guided her away from that because I'd been there before. So I was taking her on all the nice little, the lights and all that. But yeah, it was an experience.
Did you take her on the big one?
Do you know
Fanar,
what?
fanar.
It was too.
Hey.
No, hey, I like your style, Stu. No, sadly not. But yeah, she was like, "Why has every pub got a guy singing karaoke?" I'm like, "That's Blackpool, baby. You gotta live and love." But yeah,
Did you get her to do some karaoke? Did you get her to join in?
You know what she'd never done? You know those funny thing, the pennies. You know what
Oh,
you said
rolling
about last-
pennies?
Yeah, rolling pennies. I was
for
literally
fuck's
slap.
sake.
When you mentioned it yesterday, I was slapping my hand like, I know what that is. I did that last week, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, the phrase it comes from the fact that the old machines were either 1 or 2p. So you used to roll
Yeah.
your pennies in the machines.
Yeah, do you know what? She did it. She'd never done 2p machines before, or 10p's. She went, so this is worth
10p? Oh no, 10p's are way too
I know.
expensive.
I said
No,
this,
come
right?
on.
For 2p's. No, 2p's. She was like, oh, this is great. She went, oh, those 10p ones are nice. I went, whoa. Who do you think you are? I was like, where we're
She
from,
is posh.
2p's,
Wow,
or whatever
10p's.
it's, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, before you know what's happening, you've lost 10 quid
Exactly.
in one of them
bro,
things.
exactly.
Bloody hell.
But yeah, I've been doing that and enjoying life.
Okay,
Can't
I'm glad to
complain.
hear
10
it.
out of 10. How about your week?
Can I
How
just
have you guys been?
can I just say, by the way, before we move on, can I just say I'm finding it hard to get used to the new hairstyle.
Oh yeah,
It's
sorry.
very nice. It looks slick.
Is that new girlfriend thing? Is that her?
You gotta clean
influence
yourself
on
up
you?
when you're dating somebody. It's one thing when you're on your own, but man.
Do you know
Did
what-
she went, oh, did you go, Ernie, I'd like to see you with some short hair.
Yeah. No, do you know what? I had it, and where I met her, I was sailing in Sardinia. It's a weird story, but there I had long hair because I wanted to look like a pirate while we were sailing.
Nice.
And then after that, I was like, you know what? I fancy a haircut and like.
Did you
get
hear
it ready
about that
for-
new pirate movie that's coming out?
Oh,
No, I
go
didn't.
on.
It's rated R.
Hey.
By the way, did she say, don't you worry? I'm trying to do the accent here.
Yeah.
Don't you worry, man. I will take you to Vidal Sassoon. No?
No.
Somewhere posh, you know what I mean? None of
Yeah.
these like
None of those
scuzzy
Vidal Sassoon
barbers.
really counts as the most
Let me
posh
tell
place
you
in the world. It's
hey,
got a bunch of
you know what?
chains.
When I asked her out, I was like, "You do know you're dating an Englishman," and I went, "I can't provide everything you want." So when she came to London, she's like, "Oh, where are we going for it? Somewhere like Harrods." I took her to Weatherspoons straight away.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
"Know
yeah,
your
take a
level, know
spoon."
your level."
That's
Yeah.
it. Greg's. You should have gone Greg's.
Yeah, I did. I took
You
her
know?
Greg's. She loved a Greg's sausage roll. You know, this
So-
European was like, "Oh wow."
How
this is
did you
so
meet? I mean, I've got to ask this. How did you actually meet?
It's a weird story. So
Is this at the beer keller?
no, so randomly, someone who I know sales a ship,
Right.
and he needed the ship moving from Sardinia to Corsica. So he texted my brother spoke to him and he texted him saying, "Hey, yeah, me and my brother and my wife will help you." So he was like, "Well, I'll give you super cheap rates. We need you guys to help move this ship down." And then so we were the workers, and it's like a holiday for us. And then she was with one of the women who was doing the cooking at the boat, moving it. So I met her there. I was like,
Also, she's a chef.
yeah, she's a very good cook. So
Cool.
That's
she
pretty
kept us
good.
alive. So basically, it was a free, cheap holiday. And then at the end of it, I was like, this is a really cool holiday. How come it's so cheap? He's like, actually, I needed you to get here. Now everyone leave because the rich people are coming for this rich boat. I was like, oh, okay. Everybody scurry away. But yeah, met her there.
All right.
So
When, by the way, I never told the story. When I met Kay's parents, I was invited round for tea. So I was like, oh, come round to have tea. And yeah, she was full on panicking because obviously she knew I was a chef. So she did us lamb cutlets, right? So she decided to do lamb cutlets. And I'm gonna be totally honest here, man. They were the scrawniest lamb cutlets I think I've ever seen in my life. I mean, there was barely any meat on them, right? And all she did for the whole meal was apologize and go, "Oh, they're not usually like this. Oh, I don't usually do them like this." And I was just like, "It's fine. Don't worry about it. They were lovely." So you know.
Oh my days.
But,
Well done.
Bless her cotton socks.
Sounds like she was more nervous than you.
She
Knowing
was.
that you're a
She
chef,
was.
knowing that you're a chef, oof, that is pressure.
Yeah, so bless her. But yeah, it's been fine ever since. 31 years, 32 years this year. I think I've been married.
Perfect. Just don't.
Yeah,
when she
long-
wants round for
long
tea,
time.
just say none of those lamb chops. All right.
Yeah, well, we joke that she's never ever made us lamb chops again. That was the one and only time she ever made lamb chops. And that's getting on for probably 35 years ago now.
Damn.
You
Fair
suck
play,
at
yeah.
cooking, Kay. You're not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So never again. Bless her. Right, we should talk about.
Yes, let's talk about video games.
Yeah, video games.
Okay.
Where are you going? Story time's over, isn't it?
What you been playing?
What you been playing? What you been playing?
We should mention why Chinny isn't here. We haven't actually addressed
Chinny's
the fact
not
that
here
he's
because
here.
he hates us.
He hates us. He literally hates us.
Also-
he's just like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I've got better things to be doing.
He took that Patreon money and ran.
That's right.
He
Never
did.
see him
He
again.
did.
Suck it, everybody.
No, on a more serious note, he has had to take his dad to hospital.
Yeah,
so
his
that's
dad
the
had some
reason
pains.
He, isn't here.
He said it's probably not anything major,
So-
but we hope it isn't.
Yeah,
and
so we're hoping everything is
feel better
fine.
soon, Chinny's dad.
Yeah, and as we know, the National Health Service in the UK is so great that when you go to A&E, you're in and out in less than half an hour. You know, they get you sorted quick style.
Yes, and you go into bankruptcy
no.
for the rest of your life when you have a medical concern.
Well, no, that's not true.
That's
Right,
America,
it's not.
dude.
That's America.
Yeah, you're wrong
Right.
country. Wrong country.
Yes.
But you will end up being there for at least 6 to 8, maybe 10 hours.
That's not great.
Before you see a doctor.
Yes.
So, and we have just had another doctor's strike, so they're probably still catching up from that. So
Yeah.
who knows how long he'll be there.
Well
All
done,
right, video
Chinny. You're
games.
doing
Who
the
wants
Lord's
to go
work.
first?
Video, go on, Ben, as you're the guest. Let's
Go
see
on,
what you've
Ben,
been
what
up
do you
to.
got?
Go on, Ben. What do you got?
I tell you what, the Black Friday, I've not played PlayStation Plus where you can like have the different versions. I've not bought it for years, but on it, it said if you buy it this month, it was like 33% off. You can have all these games, lists and lists of games like Game Pass. And on it was Red Dead 1. It had just been ported to PS5 and PS4 this week. And I was like, you know what? Instead of buying that, I'll get it for a year. There's always other games.
Is
I'll
this
play
the
Red Dead.
up-resed version? Is this new?
Yeah, the
super
new
duper,
version.
remastered.
Yeah. Do you know? I just wanted to play as John Marston. Just was like, dude, I just want to like go back.
Well, yeah,
into
he's
old
the OG.
days. He is the OG. And do you know what I forgot about? Do you remember that guy who's the swindler who like sells you this magic cup? Drink this and it would do that.
Oh yeah, what do you call
yeah.
it? Snake oil and whatever.
That's it. I forgot about that guy so much. I was like, oh my days. Like there's nostalgia hit is there. But yes, it's not as smooth as Red Dead 2, obviously, because it's a ported game. But you can see it's a Rockstar game. It's like still perfect in its raw state. But did you guys used to play? I assume you guys have all played Red Dead. Back in the day.
Yeah,
We
it's a
have.
classic.
I started it again. I think it came to Game Pass at some point, and I started it again on Game Pass.
Oh yeah.
And I did all because you do is it like a horse race around the ranch?
Yeah,
at
the
beginning?
start. Yeah, and
you
you've
learn how to ride
got,
horses.
Again.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. And then you've got because you forget about the whole. I forgot that whole storyline because it must be like 15 years. It's not.
Yeah, it's an
15
old
years.
game.
But yeah, I've only just started it. I'm about 2 hours in. But then once I got because that first bit, you've got the tutorial, and then it opens up.
Yeah, just
And
like every
I was
Rockstar
like,
game.
as soon as I got opened up, I found that guy and was like, I'm going to do a load of your missions because like 3 or 4 popped up. So yeah, it's really fun. I remember playing it back and as well on this version, it's got the zombie mode, Undead Nightmares.
Oh yeah.
So I started that mode as well because I don't think I played that years ago, but I can't remember.
Well, that was like a whole story thing, wasn't it? It wasn't like a multiplayer. It was like a whole story.
It wasn't even like hordes. It was more like you say, like the Red Dead map, but zombie.
No, there was a full on story.
Yeah,
It was like it had a whole single player story going on.
So
I remember who you find at the end because you find a very legendary creature at the end of the story.
Do you? You see?
Yeah.
It's been that long. I remember buying the DLC for it because everyone always thought, when Red Dead 2 came out, they'd make an undead version, but obviously
Never did.
Nah, they're focused on like GTA 6 money.
Well, yeah.
But
whenever that comes, who knows what's happening?
So, do you tend to play Red Dead? Are you playing it as a good guy, as a bad guy? Like how?
Yeah. What do you
kind
play
of person
as?
is you, John Marston?
I'm going to play him good this time because I played Red Dead 2 during the summer and I played him super bad. So I've done the dark side.
Yeah.
Now it's time.
Yeah, you've done the tying people to the rail tracks and all that stuff.
Do you know what? I am not like Chinny. Chinny, he enjoys that.
Oh, he was bad. He was bad.
I just can't do it. Even when I'm a bad guy, I'm like, oh man, I'm just doing this for the points, just to see how bad
I can't
it gets.
be bad. I don't like playing games that way. I find that it just makes me feel icky to be a bad person in games. So I'm just like,
it's so weird.
Yeah,
isn't it? Like it's not real.
Of course, it's not real.
I did it as an experiment in Detroit Become Human.
Oh yeah.
Just to see what was the worst things I could do, and I saved nobody. So anyone who was in peril, I just let them die. And I went down this whole dark rabbit hole, and there was you have this whole like spider map showing all the different outcomes from all the different decisions that you make. When you're sort of playing the game.
Yeah.
And some of them, it's like only 1% of other players have ever seen this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Some of the stuff I did because it was just so remote, so weird, and it was just like loads of it was like that. Though it was like only 1%, only 2%. It was almost like I was the only person who'd actually been
that version. Yeah, you've seen that.
Yeah.
That's a rare
version. That version of the game. Yeah, it was, and it was quite interesting because I know Duke hates David Cage. But that game had so many potential outcomes to every single decision you made. It was ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, to actually program all that stuff and come up with all those different scenarios for everything you did must have been an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? To actually to compute and program all that stuff. And for as much as Duke hates him, I think you've got to give the guy some admiration for.
But he didn't do it himself. There was a team that did it. Now, I'll give him credit for saying, like, we need to not just have 4 different endings. We need to have a whole bunch of different endings based on where you choose. Yes, I agree. He does deserve credit for that. Yeah.
And I mean, he's the guy with a vision, and I get what you're saying. It's a team, and it is a team. But he's the guy who's got that creative vision to. It's like saying David Fincher isn't like amazing because he's got a whole team of people working under him. Well, no,
I'm just saying you're right.
The director,
he does have a vision. Yeah, sure, absolutely.
As well, what he's developed over time, like when you think of Heavy Rain, there was a few options here and there, but now that
well, there's a lot of options. Just most of them didn't end up meaning anything.
True.
Which I mean, look, I've said this before. Like the reason why these games with decisions matter end up only resulting in a few different endings is because to do it otherwise would take a hell of a lot of time, and most publishers and companies don't want to invest that money in sorting out all the different possibilities that would come from having 100 different choices to make, with all of
I
them
don't think
meaning
mine was
something.
I don't think mine was David Cage, but I played, Until Dawn, the Halloween. It was like a spooky one.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you ever play that?
Yeah,
where you have
played it. I
questions.
love Until Dawn.
Yeah, I really like. But I don't think there was that many. The ending was going to be the ending. It was just who survived or not. But Detroit Human sounds like it just went wild.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it went completely berserk with all the choices. Do you know what I mean? And outcomes, even just for the individual, story beats from one part of the game to another.
Yeah.
There was so many possibilities and so many things that you could do.
Mm-hmm.
I think as much as hate the guy, I think you've got to give him some admiration as well, because he does have a vision that he realised. I don't know
Tommy
what he's
Wiseau
doing
had
now,
a
by the
vision
way,
that he
because that's
realized.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's quite a while since that came out. So what's he up to now? That's what
He's
I'm
cooking.
wondering.
He's
Don't
got.
know.
What's he doing?
Instead of 100 endings, it's going to be 300 endings.
Yeah.
More and more. But no, sorry. Going back to Red Dead.
Yes.
I've only played this tutorial on just the open part.
Yes.
I just say, if you loved the Red Dead 1, not played it long enough, go back and give it a go. Do you know what? I want to see what it looks like, though, for what the PS3 version. Because in my head, I'm like, oh, yeah, this is just what it looked like. But obviously, they've up-resed it quite a bit.
Probably not as cool
in
the original.
But there you go. That's what I've been playing.
I've just Googled it just out of interest, and apparently estimates for endings of Detroit Become Human are around 35, but could be up to 85.
Okay.
There's no definitive answer. They don't know the actual number of endings the game
Nobody
has got.
knows how many endings there are.
Nobody knows.
Every time you ask the question, another ending is added.
Even 35 is just ridiculous, isn't it?
Ridiculous.
Let's be honest.
I mean, it depends on what they're
of
counting as a different ending, right? Like if the guy ends up
he
losing
eats the
a
apple
finger,
pie,
or he
then
loses
gets
two
shot.
fingers. Yeah.
He eats one apple pie, then gets shot. He eats two apple pies, then gets shot.
I'm kidding. I'm sure it is very different endings. Yes.
Yeah, I would imagine they're all fairly distinctly different to each other, which is kind of impressive. But anyway, we've not been playing that this week.
Nope.
So, Duke, what have you been up to? What have you been playing?
I've been playing some Rocket League, and I gotta say, man, it's so frustrating. We go to brunch every other week. Last week we were supposed to go, and then we got snowed in because the plow company didn't come, and whatever. So we went this weekend, and I'm not even gonna bother putting Rocket League on the thing, but it's just frustrating because I'll come back from brunch and I'll be, couple of beverages in me and ready to have some fun on Rocket League. And then it's just
in a good
mood. And then these kids are just like, to hell with your good mood. I want you to be angry. I want you to be miserable the way I am. And I'm just like, I'm always stunned by how people can go on the internet in order to play a game and all they want to do is make other people angry. It's like, is this your life? Is this what you do all the time? Like, how empty does your life have to be for that to be your default position of like, I want to cause other people misery? So anyway, it's one thing to have, I had a couple of bad games. I wasn't playing great, whatever, but I had some good games too. And still it's like people are just mad. So whatever. I'm not going to talk about that too much. I've been playing a little Power Wash Simulator. There was one level where I cleaned a cement mixer. And that was interesting.
Right, okay.
Because you got to get around it and, whatever. But the main game I've been playing this week is Avowed.
Oh, you're in.
I've been in.
You're in.
I just haven't put in a lot of time with it. But now I am. And, again, it's like, it's a great game. It's a really great game. The problem is that you play and you have a lot of fun fighting, monsters and climbing up stuff. And then you have to spend, you don't have to spend 5 minutes in a dialogue section, but if you want any idea of what's going on, it keeps interrupting itself. And I think one of the things that Skyrim does so well is to allow you to, it keeps the dialogue to a bare minimum. This game does not keep the dialogue to a bare minimum. So that's frustrating, but whatever. So there's also things that you have to figure out. Now, for all the shit that people give Skyrim for not being very complex in terms of gameplay, I don't know. I don't always like having to figure stuff out. So the fact that there's, at one point I came to this dead end in a cave when playing Avowed, and it was like, I have no idea what to do next. You know what I mean? Like, there's in
But
Skyrim,
if you ever do something, there's always some reason you're doing it.
well, and like there's gonna be a lever, and there's these there's like these puzzles, quote unquote, in Skyrim where like you have the little spinny deals, and it's either a whale or a fish or whatever, an eagle or whatever, and somewhere nearby there's going to be a matching set of icons, and you just have to figure, okay, you're supposed to twist them this way. So it's never anything confusing. And in this game, to be fair, it wasn't very confusing, but like there's one wall I had to go look up a YouTube Let's Play. There's this one wall segment where I had to bash through it, and only when you get right next to it does the little icon for like smash the wall come up. So I was just like, I went running around back and forth for a while.
Our graphics getting too good though, because back in the day,
graphics,
those walls you get to see them instantly.
Well, sure, exactly, and that's the thing, is it's not a type of wall that's very clearly visually different until you get it right next to it and there's a little icon. So the idea, I don't even know what you're supposed to do as a gamer, is just get used to the fact that, okay, sometimes you're going to bash through a wall. And it's like in a cave, so it's like a stone wall. Like, who would have thought that there would be a stone wall? You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things where, and look, part of it may be that I had been away from the game for a while, so maybe if I had played it with less of a gap, I would still have in my head, oh yeah, sometimes you bash through a wall. Just look around till you find the little icon that indicates you bash through the wall. So what? I mean, I don't want to slag it off too much. It is great. It's one of those things where.
What's your coolest weapon?
I actually am just keeping the sword that I have, because you can upgrade them, and when you do, you need better and better equipment, better materials to upgrade your weapons. And when I do, it ends up being better than whatever weapons I find sitting around. So, this person on the stream is playing with a mace.
Yeah, it's mace.
Yeah, which is a nice
weapon.
weapon.
It looks pretty handy, I've got to say.
It's pretty handy. A lot of people like playing this game with the magic. It's possible that at some point I'll do a run through where I use a lot of magic, because the magic in this game is, it's pretty decent what I've done with it, but I don't really mess with the magic at all. So, anyway, I've been just upgrading the sword of mine, and it's a really powerhouse sword. And I really like having a shield too. So, I've gotten great swords and things, but I've never been a two-handed sword kind of guy. So, the combat is so good. You have to watch your stamina. There have been a number of times when I've gotten clobbered because I'm not watching out for my stamina, and I try to put the sword up, but I don't have the shield, but I have the energy to raise my shield. So I'm just like, and then I can't jump out of the way. But I do have this perk on my sword, or I guess this is the sword that I have, because you can, like magically enchant your weapons once. And so I don't want to get rid of this sword, in part because it has this really cool enchantment. When I get a kill, then I get a burst of energy for like 10 seconds after getting a kill. So what I'll do when I go into a group of enemies, I'll find the easiest thing to kill, and I'll kill it, and then I can go to the next thing and just pop, 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 pop. So it's this thing of chaining together, attacks, and I have this magic thing I can do where I'm kind of like rushing into the enemies. So I'll kill something small, kill another thing, and then go toward the biggest guy and like bull ram him. And it's a picture of a bull when you do the magic attack. So it's like, you ram into him, he goes flying, and then I'll cast the thing where the vines hold him, and then I'll just whack on him for a while he's kept in one spot. So I got these combos going. It's like I said, the combat is just amazing in this game. It's so well done, so visceral, so satisfying. And the same with the climbing, right? Skyrim first person, no, I don't want to do any jumping or anything.
Absolutely,
but in this game, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Cool. Because it's the verticality is fun.
But I think that's how far we've come, isn't it? From the Skyrim days to modern standards of video gaming and what we expect as gamers.
Starfield has some verticality. You got rocket packs, you can like leap around and stuff, do that. But I think they've made the decision in this game to do like Far Cry does, which is, when you climb something, when you grab something, when you move into something, like when you open a door, it's like you move through it. You know what I mean? It's like a nice feeling to go through a doorway in this game. Whereas a lot of games, you'll just touch the door and then it's like it fades to black or whatever.
It opens. Yeah. Or it just opens,
it is a decision about programming well and making the graphics very satisfying in terms of how you move around in the game. I will say this, though. This person was like, oh, go bring this package to a friend of mine. He's at the top of this cliff or whatever. And I go to get it. And it's like, of course, it can never just be like, okay, I got your package. Hey, thanks. Here's some gold. The end. No, of course. It's got this complicated situation. He's like, what? He told you that it was his package? Well, it's my package. So really, you're just returning it. I'm like, I don't want to have to make a decision about whose package this is and who's in the right about this thing that happened 3 weeks ago. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but to be fair, then we'd also complain if it just ended. And we'd be like,
well, here's the thing.
Nothing to that.
Here's the thing. It's about what you're expecting. You know what I mean? So if you always expect it to be some complicated situation where I have to be the arbiter of good and evil, then it would be awesome to just be like, okay, here's your package. Okay, thanks. Here's 100 gold. And I'd be, oh, that's it?
That would throw you off.
That would be awesome. I would really like that. It would be a nice change of pace.
I always remember that with, Skyrim, when you had the mace and you had to give it and you had to sacrifice that priest and you got to keep the cool man. I was like, oh, here's the mace.
Yeah.
And then it's like, now you have a decision to make. I was like, oh, this is tough.
Yeah.
That was a quick quest, and then you got the Thieves Guild that was deep, long.
Exactly. See, that's the thing, and that's one thing Avowed does not have. Skyrim has a bunch of these things that are just like, hey, go over here, kill the guy at the top of the tower, the end, right? And in Avowed, it would be, there's a guy at the top of the tower, but first you have to go get his 3 kids from the other town and then bring them to him. And it's like, wow.
Yeah, but to be fair, I think that's the problem with the expectation of gamers wanting bang for the buck, isn't it? And wanting to say, like, I'm getting as much of an experience out of this game, and these side quests aren't just as simple as the first seem. You know what I mean?
That makes me unusual as somebody who likes a simple side quest. Every now and then. I mean, I don't want them all to be very simple, but having a variety for me is the best. So, look, Avowed has a lot of great things in it. It's a really great game. And here's what I like. Here's something about Avowed that is not true about most RPGs. Most RPGs, you get to a door and it's like, unlock with the key of time, and you don't have the key of time, you're fucked, right? So it's like, I don't care, you've leveled up your lockpicking skill 700,000, you're the best lockpicker in the world, you still can't get through this door unless you have the key of time. Well, in Avowed, it says, open this door with the key of time, or 3 lockpicks. And I'm like, shit, yeah. And I just push the button. I'm right through the door. I'm like, thank God I don't have to go looking for the key of time because I've leveled up my lockpicking skill. So there you go. Awesome.
There you go.
Something else that's really cool about this game is that there's one mission where there's this old dude, and he was a warrior back in the day. His kid wants him to be, out patrolling the gates again, just to let the community be inspired by his awesomeness. But he wants to die. He's old and not feeling it. So he's like, go get me this one thing that I used to have. It's the heart of a Leviathan, whatever. Anyway, you bring it to him, and he's like, now I can die. You're like, wait a minute, I'm helping you die? He's like, yeah, I got this disease, and it's going to make me worse and worse, and I just want to end it now. And it's a genuine, moral complexity. Anyway, the coolest thing about that mission is I realized when I was getting to the end of it that he refers to the kid as they. It's not he or she. And I was just like, you know what? They didn't make a big thing of it, but there is this, it's just dropping in a non-binary character. And I thought that was really cool, because if fantasy and sci-fi can come up with these bizarre races of people and all these fantastical worlds and stuff, then why can't they also include a little bit of non-binary gender stuff in there? So I thought that was pretty funky.
Why not?
Yeah. Avowed is a lot of fun. I'm having a good time with it. And when I sit down to play games, sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'll play more Avowed. So it's, when I'm done with school and I'm exhausted at the end of the day, I don't always want to have to listen to dialogue or follow story or figure things out in that way. And that's why I don't jump right to Avowed every time. But I'm reminding myself of how great the combat is. So it is what it is. Yep.
Yeah. Talking of great combat, I've played quite a bit more of Clair Obscur this week. And that game just gets better and better. And I don't know why I stopped playing it, because when I do play it, it's just amazing. I mean, this game, I can see why it's getting all these Game of the Year accolades. Have you played this, Ben? Is this something you've played?
I've not. But I've heard you wax lyrical about it.
Oh, mate.
Every week.
I cannot tell you how good this game is. Now, Chidi said I was approaching a big moment in the game.
Yeah.
And that big moment has just occurred. So that big
damn.
moment has just
What
happened.
was the
and
hype worth it?
I
Was Chili was
can't-
hyping up?
I can't tell you, but fucking hell. I mean, I'm just going to say the storytelling in this game is absolutely incredible. I mean, it is second to none. I mean, I would think there are. This is in the top probably 1% of storytelling in games right now.
Oh, damn.
This I would say is better than probably Red Dead. It's probably Portal 2. I mean, it's got to be
Wow,
close.
that is
It's got to be
high.
close.
Christ.
And I'm only a third of the way into the game, I think. I'm only about a third into the game. And there's already story beats in this game that far. And the voice acting is just so good. It's so cinematic. The cutscenes. I mean, you know, where everyone's like, oh, I just want to skip cutscenes because they're fucking shit. Who wants to watch cutscenes? The cutscenes in this game, it's like watching a movie. They are superb. I mean, even the opening cutscene when you first arrive to start the battling. Oh, so good. So good. And we've got Fraser in the chat who says, I've skipped almost all the story. I find it boring, but that's just me. You are a bad man. That is...
Well,
You
no,
are a
look,
bad,
I
bad
can't
blasphemous.
relate to that exactly. I
Blasphemous.
don't know about this game, but I can say that when I'm playing a video game, most of the time, I want to just get on with the game and story, even in a game like Avowed, where I'm kind of interested in the story, like the stories, because there are probably a bunch of them in Clair Obscur. There certainly are a bunch in Avowed. Like the story, I don't always want to sit and watch a story unfold when I'm itching to play a game. So that's why I find story to be interrupting.
I get where you're coming from, but I would say Avowed is like a trashy novel and Clair Obscur is like a William Shakespeare. You know what I mean? There's a gulf of difference between these two games as far as story and voice acting and everything else goes. And I think that's the difference. I think when it's this well told, you're interested in what's going to happen next. And it propels you along. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, in between these really amazing cutscenes, there is a lot of gameplay.
Yeah, sure.
So it's not like you're not
doesn't-
getting that because you get a lot of it.
Sure. Well, that's important.
You know, yeah, I mean, between the standard battles and then the boss fights, I mean, a lot of the pivotal cutscenes come after a boss fight or just prior to a boss fight.
When you're ready for
you know
a
what I mean?
break,
So
maybe.
and they're kind of like the setup. You know, they're the setup to this next big thing that's going to happen, or you know, following
See,
that big
right.
thing.
And that's the thing is that like you
fallout.
have to be judicious about when you give people a cutscene, because I think that the creators of Avowed, you know, Obsidian, they kind of have their heads up their asses in terms of like, we are the most amazing storytellers. You know, BioWare at its best knew how to tell a story very well, but then it reached a point where it was like, oh, we're the greatest storytellers. We're going to put more and more story in. And I think that's one of the things where Inquisition fell down, is that they were just like, we'll just keep shoveling more and more story in, and then it gets in the way of itself as a game. So it sounds like this game's avoiding that trap.
Yeah, what I think this game has got the perfect balance between story and gameplay.
Because that's the key.
And exploration. You know what I mean?
sure.
Because it does encourage you to go off the beaten path. And there isn't, you know, it's not like an open world, but it does have a lot of like things for you to find if you look hard enough to find them. You know what I mean? And I think that's what
It's there
works
if you want
really,
it.
really
Yeah,
well.
it's there if you want it. But if you just want to blast through it, you can. But
Yeah, I think
a little bit of
the fact, if you look on how long to beat, you can beat the game in about 30 hours, but a completionist will take about 60. So it's double the amount of time if you want to complete everything that's available in the game.
Yep.
So it's just, I just cannot tell you how good this game is. And
I knew it was high praise because Chinny, you know him, he's
not gonna like this kind of game unless it does
was
something
waxy
very
lyrical
well,
as well. And then when I saw, you know, Game of the Year, how many, like he said last week, how many Game Awards it was. I was like, okay, this is the game that everyone.
Yeah, it is.
It should win Game of the Year, maybe.
Yeah,
See if
it's
it'll be-
so
Chill
good.
Robots.
I mean, I'm about 14 hours in now, and the other thing that this game does so well is the depth of the gameplay.
Yep.
So all the pictos and all the different things you can enable, and all the depth of all the and even the strategic nature of the turn-based combat. I mean, It's not my bag. I've
No.
never been a massive fan of turn-based combat, but this game does it so well and makes it all. I mean, as complicated as it is, it does make it really accessible at the same time. But if you want to plumb the depths and go as far as you can in it, crazy combos, you can do all that stuff. But if you just want to do the basics, you can probably get through doing that as well. You know what I mean?
That's
It's
nice
not
that it's optional,
going
but
to
not
punish
required.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't punish you for not sort of, changing your tactics or,
Right.
trying something different. But
So
it
it's
does,
not the
but
type
it
of thing where,
rewards you
it's a
if you
fire
do.
monster, you can't use the fire spells you've been using.
Correct.
Good.
Yeah, yeah.
That
I mean,
really pisses
what
me off,
was
and
weird?
that's a big problem in a lot of RPG. Or not problem. Again, it's a technique in a game that I just happen to not like. I want stab thing with this. You know what I mean? That's the thing with Avowed, is that it's a stab thing with this always works. And if it sounds like that's what works in this game too, it's like, okay, cool.
And again, it's that balance. You know what I mean? They have thought about everything and every type of player, and how they're going to play this.
So
game.
you have a team of people that's traveling with you, right, Stu?
You do.
But
So
do
you can
you have
only
to?
at the
Sorry,
moment.
I had a follow-up question. The question is, do you have to level those up? Do you outfit those people with kit, or are they
Yes.
just you do? Okay,
Yes.
see, because that's kind of frustrating.
Yeah, you do.
sometimes.
So I don't mind
maybe
it.
it's
I
not
mean,
frustrating.
I failed badly in the original Mass Effect for not really realizing
Yeah.
that. But obviously, as I've got older and more experienced in video games, I've realized that you have to, level up your party.
Yeah.
I say just got, but I've been playing with her for a little bit now, called CL.
Okay.
And she is fucking awesome. I mean, I'm doing attacks with her, and I'm not that leveled up yet with her, but I can do some attacks that do like almost 10,000 damage. And what's so cool in this game, if you're fighting a big monster and you do with your sort of critical attack and you sort of get lucky, you can what they call break them. So it breaks the monster, and then any attack following that does like double damage. So all your other characters are fucking raining hell down on the monster until it's dead.
Right.
And it's just so, and I'm getting better at parrying, I'm getting better at dodging.
Sure.
And I'm
Chili
just
was swearing by parrying. He was like, "Have you parried yet? Have
Yeah.
you parried?" As that dude, he definitely was like, he'd mastered that bit by bit. You'll get
Oh
there.
yeah. But dodging now, and what's cool is every time you meet a new monster, they've got a different pattern. So once you fought against them 2 or 3 times, then you figure out what the timing is, because it's all timing based. Everything's timing based. But once you figure it out, it does make such a difference. I love this game. I can't tell you how great it is.
Cool.
Anybody out there listening, if you want to play an amazing game, even if you're sort of like, oh, JRPGs, no, fuck off, this is the game to play, because it fucking is just brilliant.
Yeah.
There you go.
I will give it a go. It's one of those.
Yeah, one of these days.
You convinced me.
Have you got Game Pass?
No, I've just got a
Game Pass?
PlayStation thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get it. I'll get it eventually. What about you, Duke? Are you tempted by it?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm the type of person who wants to have one type of game at a time. So, Outer Worlds 2 we played the first part of, and I enjoyed it, but I was like, I need to finish Starfield before I play that. So I feel like I need to finish Avowed before I play this. And of course, at the rate I'm playing Avowed, I'll get to this game in about 2037. So,
Hey, it would be cheap then. You can buy it at the right rate.
Well, it's on Game Pass. I'm already paying for it. There's it's not money.
True.
It's just hard drive
Time.
space and
Yeah,
time.
it's available.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, just to finish, Fraser says parry is so satisfying.
Yes.
And it is.
Yes.
Everything in this game is satisfying.
All right. Ben.
Anyway, back to you, Ben.
Oh, I haven't played this last week, but while I've not been here, I played a game called Ready or Not. It's a SWAT game.
Oh yeah, I've seen this.
Yeah,
I've heard of this.
It's I don't even know why. I think it blew up because it came onto console, but I've been playing on PC with me, my brother, and my friend Oliver. And you can do it single, like solo, or you can actually start off in a police station. You have to pick your missions you want. So there's basic ones, like the first mission is a petrol station. There's some robbers, and you got to try and like not arrest them, like not murder, like kill them, but like shoot them with tasers and put them in handcuffs. And the missions change bit by bit by bit. So like that's like a very basic one. There's other ones where it's like, oh, it's a drug den. You've got to figure out what's going on. But then while you're doing the drug den, you realize like there's some real messed up stuff in there. And you're like, oh, all of a sudden I'm a police officer. You're meant to keep your duty, but you're like, no, these people deserve to
So is this PvP? So is this player
It's
versus player, or is
PvE.
it?
It's PvE.
Okay.
So they are all AI, and then there's you three doing it. But there's so many commands you could do, like on the screen right now. There, put your hands up. So if they drop their weapons, obviously, and you shoot, you'll lose points and get like criticized for it.
Yeah.
So, but obviously you're American, so you got all the guns. You haven't just got a little taser, or a baton. You got.
No, but that's good that it's possible to get them, without going in shooting, because I would prefer that. Everyone playing Avowed, like I keep talking about Avowed. If I can de-escalate the situation, if I can come up with some sort of let's not kill each other, I would always rather do that. So I like the fact that this has that as an option.
Yeah, it's quite good because you can have like a shotgun beanbag ones. Obviously, not going to do as much damage as far, or you have like smoke grenades or stuns. Right. But like before you swat a door, you can check under the door with the metal detector to see what's going on. But then they have tripwire. So each story levels up different ones, and then like by the last like 6 or 7, it's crazy. Like there's one where there's a post office and it gets hijacked. And you're trying to figure out why is it getting high, but like the stories lead. So if you read it, there's like sheets of paper you can read before you go in. It's like this is the prep work.
Yeah.
It will give you a little information, or you can just start it. Just get me into the game. I don't care.
Yeah, right.
Just blop everyone on arrest as many as you can. But if you read this story, there's so much more hidden details that are so the details. So I try and have a clean run of like let's get all the hostages out. Let's do that. And then I've said to my friends, let's do an easy mode, but like, because there's different difficulties, you can have realistic or not. But we tried to do it like police style in the UK. So no actual weapons that can kill. Yeah. So you are literally there throwing stun grenades, shouting at them for 15 minutes. Put the gun down. So while you're shouting, they're focused that way. You've got one of your mates sneaking in behind. He just comes in behind and arrests them. Sure. And it's a really fun game. But you can.
Have you mostly been playing it with friends, or have you done it on your own as well?
I've done it on my own, but mostly on friends. I just want to see, is it possible to do it?
Yeah, sure. I think it would be one of those games that it's a lot more fun with other people.
Yeah, but then again, when you're on your own, you know where you are, so you can check that room and it's fine. When one of your friends says, "Oh yeah, I've checked that room," and they've just opened the door and scanned it for like a quick second, and then all of a sudden there's 2 guys behind you, bang, you get shot. Like you're like, I thought you cleared that room.
When you're playing on your own, do you have bots with you, or is it just you?
You can have bots, or you can have it solo again.
I'm gonna go in John McClane style, do it all myself.
The bots are quite good, but the only thing is you're sat there.
Like, you have to tell them what to do all
from
the time.
Command. So it's a lot of fiddling around. It's not very smooth. Whereas, when you do got a group of you, and you're all working up line by line by line, it's quite. The amount of times though you think you've cleared it and the rooms lead in because you've not checked the map, and then I see Ollie, he sees me, we bop each other. Yeah, it's happened many times, but it's a really fun game if you've not checked it all out. It's on PlayStation and Xbox now as well.
Yeah,
so,
cool.
It's
Ready or not?
Good quality game. Like high class. It's a best SWAT game I've played by a mile.
Cool.
I like the fact that it's not just about killing everybody, because like you said, most of these types of games are just about killing the enemy. It doesn't, there's never usually a peaceful resolution or a resolution where you can just arrest people and take them out. I'm assuming at some points you will have enemies just start shooting at you.
Yeah, they're unreasonable. They're just blasting. You have to take a few out. But then if they're being reasonable and firing, you're allowed to kill them and you don't lose points. But it's when those ones are just like they're thinking about surrendering and you just pop them. It's like, he hadn't quite decided was he going to quit or not. But
and it sounds like the AI's done pretty well, is it?
Oh yeah, the AI is really good because like. I tell you what's kind of with some of the AI, you can reason with them when they're like, "Oh yeah, we're surrendering," but then really, one of them's got a walkie-talkie, and they're like talking to their AI buddies.
They're planning.
And, like, they're planning like they're high. So you think they're not surrendering? They've been here for 15 minutes, and then you realise, where they all are, they're all in position, ready to get you. So, or you can just blast in before everyone prepares and just.
And I think that's probably what makes or breaks a game like this, isn't it? How realistic that stuff is.
Yeah. And the worst is when they get they had one where they make so there's one that's like a school shooter. It's a bit of a weird one where like they have the students pretend to be the school shooters. That one, I was like, this is that one kind of messed me up. It was a bit realistic. I was like,
bit near the knuckles.
Yeah, I was like, this one's yeah. I played that mission and was like, I don't want to play that one again. And like, I like the bank ones; they're a bit more fun. That one, I was, yeah, bit
Yeah,
they changed
bit
it.
too gritty.
bit too realistic. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It does
it's
look
interesting
cool though.
game. Yeah, it's a cool game. Cool game.
It does
I
look
rate
good.
it. Give it a go, people.
Duke, back to you.
Yeah, so I played a demo for a game called Cloudheim. I actually played a few demos, but the other two are not worth talking about, so I'm just gonna skip them.
Wow. Not even worth it.
They're just not. I don't even really waste your time. I downloaded a whole bunch of games for a while, and I've been going through them, trying to clear off my whoops. Yeah. So anyway, this game Cloudheim. Whoops. What the hell's going on? Sorry. I copied the thing, and then it's just. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So Cloudheim is a RPG game. I was, again, I've talked about this before. Like I have these experience, these times when I'm like, I feel like playing this kind of game, and that's the only kind of game I want to play. We were talking about New World and how they're taking it away soon, right? And
Yeah.
it bugs me because I'm well known for loving starting over certain games again and again and again. And the first, few areas in New World are so satisfying to me. So anyway, I wanted an action RPG, right? So I go looking in Steam, like, okay, what are the top action RPGs? And this one is listed as one of the top action RPGs. Certainly one of the ones that came out recently that has.
Is this free to play then?
It's not free to play, but there's a demo for it. So I played the demo.
All right. Okay.
And I mean, as you can see, it looks great. The graphics are really good in this game. There's a lot of polish to the graphics. There's not a lot of polish to the UI. So like when you start the game, the menus look like, like an indie game almost. I mean, it is relatively an indie game, but they just put so much polish into the game, and then they said to the UI, we'll just have squares, like just play, quit, whatever. You have hearts, kind of like a Zelda game. So it kind of.
I was going to say it does. I mean, graphically, it does have a little bit of a Zelda look about it.
Yeah.
Although I think environmentally, it doesn't.
In the sense of like verticality and yanking things towards you, it's sort of a little bit inspired by some of the Zelda temples, maybe, but not too much. It really isn't interested in fall damage and whatnot. So you can jump really high, you can triple jump. Right from the jump.
It looks a bit like Prince of Persia, a little bit.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of that feel to it.
It does.
The combat is okay. It's a little squishy, a little, sort of distant. You're kicking doors open a lot, which is kind of weird. At one point in the early part of the game, it's like kill 15 of these monsters. It's like, okay, cool. I took them out, and then it's like, okay, now kill 5 by hitting the barrels into them. And I was like, I don't want to have to do that, but it's not too bad. It's just that's kind of what they want you to do in this game is to like, you know what I mean? Like use the environment to be a badass, not just kill thing with this shiny sticky thing.
It's not your style.
It's not my style. I don't always want to be an environmental murderer. But on the other hand, like I said, it was a pretty minor part of the demo. And, it is pretty cool. They got the spinny hurricane thing on the screen, and it's like, oh, wow, that's like, it makes you jump really far. And so it's about, like projecting yourself forward. And, I got taken out a few times because I wasn't, I was still in avowed mode of like, get in there, kill things. And this game requires a little more nimble jump in, jump out, protect yourself, protect your neck. So I got killed a few times, and it just respawns you right at the start of the fight. The monsters all have just as much health as they did when you died, which is very nice because a lot of times they'll reset, right? They don't do that here.
Yeah.
So, it's cute. I had some fun with it. The combat wasn't satisfying enough to make it, that's the other thing. New World, the combat is so satisfying, and it's so frustrating that they're going to just take the game away, right? Guild Wars 2 came out 100 years ago, and those servers are still running strong. Oh, RuneScape.
I think that's the problem with these live service games, though, isn't it, for you?
RuneScape.
They've
got. They can keep RuneScape going. There's no reason Amazon couldn't keep New World going. And as a lot of people pointed out online, a lot of people pointed out online, they just got the game going in a direction that a lot of people were happy about. So for them to pull the plug on it now, if they had pulled the plug a year ago, that would be one thing. But for them to pull it now just feels like such an insult to the developers. So,
If you
anyway,
ever see Jeff Bezos,
Yeah.
you can ask
Yeah,
him.
go and write him a letter, dude.
I got so many things to.
You tell him how.
Yeah,
yell
no,
at
but
that
the
guy
first
about-
you got all these things. This is your one moment. Everyone's like, "Oh,
Yeah,
he's
it
going to say
is.
something about here. Sort your workers out." He's like, "I have a question."
Destruction
Go
of
then.
democracy,
Turn off.
gutting the spine of the Washington Post. No, listen, we need to talk about this New World game. What? What is
Yeah.
that? He doesn't even know what it is. Anyway, so Cloudheim is cute. At one point, they've got like, oh, here's your homestead, and it's just a grid, and like you put, there's like a little cabin, but you can't go in the cabin. It's just like, I guess you sleep there maybe, but meanwhile there's like a smelter, and so you put ore in the smelter. But instead of like opening the inventory and like you moving the ore from your inventory into the smelter's inventory, like you stand near it and then you should like chuck the pieces into it. And that's fine if there's 3 pieces, but if you have 20, you're just like chuck, 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 chuck. You got to sit there, hit the button for each piece of ore in order to toss it in. And then the smelter will like literally spit out like in an arc, and it lands at your feet with the iron ingot or whatever it is. And then you have to go and pick it up and then go over to there's a machine that turns the iron ingots into weapons in exactly the same way. Like you chuck in iron ingots and then it spits out a sword. It's really bizarre. It's trying to be very cutesy, and maybe kids would really like that. I don't know, but I found it annoying and weird. So it's not going to be. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm watching all the stuff you've got to collect on the screen. There's a lot of chests and a lot of gold and a lot of stuff flying into you all the time.
Yeah.
And I think part of me feels like this looks like a free-to-play game.
Well, it's
Do you know
not.
what I mean? But obviously it isn't. No. I know it isn't, but I'm saying it looks like it was designed that way, with this constant rewarding you by constantly collecting stuff all of the time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that that's something you're gonna have to really worry about. I like I said, I didn't play it long enough to really give a evaluation of it exactly, but it's cute. It was fine for what I wanted it to be. It just didn't go super far. So.
Yeah,
there is Stardust and gold, but I don't think a lot of the free to play games will have like 5 different currencies. I think this just has the 2. So
no, I get that. I think it's just the aesthetics and the way that it does look a little bit Zelda-ish, and there's a lot of chests.
Yeah, there are a lot of chests.
Seems to be a lot of chests everywhere.
Yep.
But yeah, it looks pretty cool.
It's
looks
cute.
Pretty cool. How much?
I'm glad I played it.
How much does it actually cost?
I don't even remember
if you wanted
how
to
much
buy
it is.
this.
Yeah, let me find out and I'll tell you. Meanwhile, you go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about Dispatch,
Yes.
which is another game I've been playing a lot of. I think I'm on episode 6 out of 8, so I'm a fair way through this game.
This game is $30, by the way.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of money.
It is quite
about
a lot of money.
25 UK, I guess, £20 UK,
something like
maybe.
that.
Yeah, so Dispatch, I'm well into this. Again, this is the Rolls Royce of choose your own adventure games. These sort of Telltale type games. Life is Strange. This is kind of the pinnacle of that genre.
Yeah.
The storytelling, again, the voice acting is just unbelievable. It's just like, it is literally like playing a movie.
Yeah.
The way that they cut everything together, the way it's edited, the way the action scenes unfold. And it is all quick time events, so I'm not going to sugarcoat it and go, the gameplay is amazing, because it isn't. But the game itself is amazing. I mean, it's just unbelievable. It's like watching an amazing TV show, but you're interacting with it at the same time.
As Chinny
And
says, did you know it was meant to be on Netflix? But you can
Yeah,
really
I believe so.
You can see the Netflix money.
Yeah, it is just unbelievably good. And again, the story beats are great. I mean, I've just got to a part of the story where there's been a big moment, and they just handle everything. Even just the incidental dialogue, they're like the throwaway lines that the characters have when something's going down, and it's so funny. I have laughed out loud more times than I can say whilst I've been playing this game.
Mm-hmm.
It's just brilliant. I don't know what else to say about this. If you played any of the Telltale games, or the Life is Strange games, or any of that sort of thing, if you times the quality of them by about 10, this is what you get, you know, if not more than that. It's just slick. And it just goes to show you as well, if you pay for the caliber of actors that are in this game, the results you get it just speaks for itself. I mean, interestingly, Aaron Paul said he found this a really, really difficult process when he was, acting in this game. He said because he had to keep doing the same scenes, but with different lines for the different outcomes, you know, depending on the dialogue choices you make in the game.
Yeah.
And he just
I would
found
imagine that would
he
be
said he
very
found that
frustrating
really-
for a voice actor. Yeah.
Yeah, he said not frustrating, but tiring. He said mentally draining.
Well, sure.
You know, to be constantly doing this similar scene over and over again, but obviously with all the different outcomes.
Yeah.
But as a game, again, I mean, I think it's about £20. When I
Well
bought
worth it. Well worth it.
It's absolutely worth that and more.
Yeah.
It's just incredible. Just aesthetically, it looks amazing.
Yeah. The graphics are great.
So I mean, between this and Clair Obscure, I have no idea what's going to be my game of the year at this point.
Wow, this is game of the year
you played some. Everyone's played some good games this year. Has been a really solid year.
Tough. It's going to be very, very tough.
Yeah.
Wow. Ben,
Can you see?
back over to you.
Can you see where the storyline's going?
No.
You have no
I
idea.
feel
'Cause
like
you're episode 4 and you've got 2 more left. Can you
No,
see?
I think I've just finished episode 5, so I think I've got 3 left to go.
Okay.
I don't know. By the way, I still don't like the dispatch party game. I am terrible at it.
Yeah, you still
So the
every
actual-
time. Yeah.
The main mechanic of the game where you have to dispatch the heroes to sort out situations, I am rubbish at that. I mean, look, this last episode again, I got, you were about as good as 1% of players.
You're the 1%
brilliant.
gang.
I'm in the 1% club for this game for doing that because I
Makes
am
you
just
unique,
rubbish
makes
at it.
you unique.
But again, it doesn't penalise you for being rubbish at it. You know what I mean? It doesn't like go, oh, you suck at this. This is going to affect the outcome. I feel like this is very linear as well. I don't think there's probably many different endings to this game. I don't think it's about choice, or even though they're doing the telltale, they'll remember that. You know, every time something happens, they'll remember that. I don't think it's going to really make any difference to the
Smokey
outcome,
says
I
in
assume.
Friday, remember, write it down. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I'm gonna crit on that on the last episode. It's like all your decisions. You are the worst dispatcher in the world. The world's blew up.
Yeah, that's probably going to
did
be
matter.
the biggest
It
thing.
did matter.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, maybe it does. Maybe it will. Who knows?
We'll see.
Yeah. So yeah, I totally advise everybody to buy this again because it's just if you want. And again, I can't sort of pretend it's not. It literally is just watching a movie or a really good TV show with a bit of interaction going on. I mean, you could even play this with no quick time events, so you can just watch it like a TV show without even actually barely interacting with it.
Damn.
So, yeah, if that's what you want. But I can't imagine that'd be very satisfying. It'd be a bit weird. You might as well just watch. Man, who cares? It's so good, you can just watch it.
Yeah. Fair. Would Kay watch it? Like, if you were like...
No, she's not. She's not really into sci-fi. So, although she does like The Boys, and it has got a little bit of a flavour of The Boys going on. Yeah. There's a lot of a lot of swearing, a lot of quite down to earth characters, a lot of violence. So there's plenty of stuff going on in this game that is, not for young kids, shall we say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it is definitely not for young kids.
Okay,
love it. Ben, back over to you.
The last game I've played got PlayStation Plus. Like, what hi-fi games can I play? Instead, I went on the PS1 classics, and I'm playing Toy Story 2, Buzz Lightyear to the Rescue.
Oh,
wow!
This is a nostalgia game that I used to play as a child, and I saw it on there.
Toy Story game.
And I was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "I've not played that game since I was like 9 years old." So you have to stream it like the old style. Have you used the PlayStation Stream? It's actually really good. Obviously, there should be no lag. It's that much of an old game, but yeah, load it up and. Oh, the soundtracks, the nostalgia hit. Can I recommend it to everyone? Absolutely not. But for me, that nostalgia hit is just.
Does it hold up? Does it hold up?
For
That's
me,
the
it
question.
holds up. So the second level is you're in the Sid's like sand pit, and you've got to try and get out. And there's a racing one with a race. There's all these different side quests. You have to have Rex. You have to help like Bo Peep, collect all the sheep. And I just remember as a child, absolutely loving this game. And it's the soundtrack. It's just like I just closed my eyes to it. I was like, this is. Peak childhood moves.
Yeah, it takes you back there. It's like you're back
does.
there in your
your
child body again.
Do you know what made me play it? I was in the Netherlands, and one of the children had all the Toy Story toys. I was like, yeah, I'll play with the Toy Story toys. I was like, dude,
You're suggestible like I am, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, what was your girlfriend saying at this point while you were playing with the Toy Story toys?
She was like, oh, it's cute you're playing with the kids. You must really. I was like, actually, I'm just playing it for me.
Yeah, you were just playing on your own, weren't you? Like,
yeah.
I bet if that kid tried to get one of those toys off you, you'd be like, get off.
You know what? Old new toys have leveled up so hard. I could only dream of an actual Slinky. There's a real life Slinky, Toy Story Slinky. The Rex. I never had a Rex as a child. I was just like, this is incredible. But the game itself, it's got different side quests in it. It's obviously it's not open world, but it's partially open world for PS1 graphics, like times. But yeah, I had an absolute blast playing it, and I feel like every time I need a nostalgia to feel like young again, because I've gone 30 now.
Yeah. Do you know? I remember I had a mate when I was younger, and his dad half owned a company, so they had loads of money.
Yeah.
And it was like he could have anything he wanted. He used to have a Subbuteo table that was on a proper board with stadiums, floodlights. It was like the sort of pinnacle of a Subbuteo table.
The bee's knees.
Oh yeah, it was, and it was totally flat. You know what I mean? You could actually play it properly. And his dad had like glued it all down to the board, so it was proper smooth. But they had a proper slinky, you know, like a proper metal slinky. And it was amazing. Like when you saw a proper slinky, the way they used to come down the stairs.
Oh yeah,
incredible. I was like,
man can only dream of those days.
Oh yeah, full on slinky. You know what I mean? Oh, honestly.
But yeah, I've been playing that, and you know what else? My Spotify Wrapped, my top listened album was the Minecraft album at night.
Really?
I play with it. Yeah, I couldn't believe
hilarious.
it. Everyone was there spamming their list. I was like, mate, mine's Minecraft. What the hell?
You know, it's funny. Mine are always the Duchess and I listen to comedians when we're going to sleep.
Yeah.
So it's always like Jim Gaffigan, Hannibal Buress, like stand-up comedians are always my top artists. So
that's funny. Mine last year, although I've barely used Spotify this year.
Yeah.
But mine last year were all audiobooks.
Yeah.
Because I just listened to audiobooks on Spotify. So, but I've had a load of Audible books to listen to this year.
Yeah.
And I've still got one to go. So I've listened to the same series of books since the beginning of this year.
Wow.
So yeah. So I've still got one more to go. So nearly there.
But yeah, I'm having those nostalgia sound. I don't know that the soundtrack took me back. It's like there used to be a Aladdin on the Sega Mega Drive, and like in my head I can hear it. And every like year or so, I'll go back and have a nostalgia hit just to hear the soundtrack of that.
Music does it in a way that nothing else does.
You know, yeah, I've never heard. You know, video games. As a kid, I used to be like, "Oh, this game is so difficult," or "This game." I never viewed sound important. Now, the older I get, I'm like, "Nah." Sound in video games is so important.
Yeah, it's very important. And music, good music in a game, do a lot to you.
That's all I've been playing. But
all right,
what about
Stu,
you?
You got anything else? I'm out.
Well, we aren't because we've got to play my game. Bitch
Well, there's that.
Week.
Sure.
There is that.
Bitch. Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch.
Play my game, bitch.
Yeah, it's got the Breaking Bad connection. So this week we're playing Lost Records, Bloom and Rage.
We are indeed.
And this is from No Knock.
This is from the Don't Nod, which obviously made Life is Strange. It's one of my favourite sort of Telltale style games.
Yes.
Shall we say? I love that game.
Yes.
So I feel like this game for me was a game of two halves.
Okay.
I thought,
Well, yeah, Bloom
I thought
and Rage.
the
It's two
Indeed.
Yeah.
I thought the modern day stuff, I thought the voice acting in that part of the game was pretty good and the dialogue was pretty good. I thought the voice acting in the teenage bit wasn't great.
I feel like the
And it
voice
just
acting was
felt-
okay for me. I felt like the pacing of the scenes didn't flow super well in the present day.
Well, I
stuff.
think there's
know what you
partly
mean.
that. I mean, to start off, the very first bit where you're messing around in a bedroom filming a cat and stuff, I was just like, this is boring.
Yes.
I'm bored.
Amen.
I am
I
so
was
fucking
really
bored.
bored
When
with
is
that.
something gonna happen?
And I think
And
that
I'm
this,
like, I don't even want to do this. It's boring.
I want to say this at the outset. Okay. This game, I really like the fact that this game exists. I really like the fact that this game is telling the story of an awkward young woman who is coming of age, and it's basically the story of 4 young women who become friends. There's queer representation, there's people of color. I went when I finished playing the hour of this game that I played, I went on 2 of my favorite subreddits, which is girl gamers and lesbian gamers, and they love this game. They cannot get enough of it. Like, especially because a lot of them grew up in the 90s, so they were like, this was my childhood, and I actually had a camcorder like that. And so there are some people who really feel seen with this, and they really like the kind of cozy aspects of, playing around with the cat and filming the room and stuff like that. But I'm with you, Stu. I was bored out of my fucking mind. I was like, God damn
and
it!
I'm going to say this. I'm going to put this out there. The other issue I had with it, having played Dispatch, right, which is very natural, very realistic, very how you would imagine conversations to go in real life.
Right.
I feel like it was very contrived, very almost trying too hard, and almost. It didn't feel realistic. Some of the conversations they had didn't feel real to me. It didn't. I was like, this is not how teenagers would talk to each. Like when she very first meets the edgy sort of girl at the ice cream thing, she wouldn't act like that. That's not how she would be acting. It was just weird.
It's hard to say.
Like,
I think what they're going right. Okay, so I agree with you, and I thought I was going to be alone in arguing this. So I'm glad to hear that you and I are on the same page.
No,
with
not
that.
at all.
So what I think is that, I mean, look, this is what this is. This is always the hardest thing about writing teenagers, right? You have 30-year-olds writing teenage dialogue. That's almost never going to go well, and because it's hard and it always rings untrue, even if they may have actually followed some teenagers around and recorded them. It's still going to feel weird. But I agree with you that it's stiff and it's stilted, and I think that part of it is because it's supposed to, because the 2 edgy kids don't like Camera Girl at first. But the other thing I think that's important to recognize is that you're having to do things while at the same time getting to know these 2. You know what I mean? So like they're doing some kind of inventory behind the ice cream, caravan. And so if you go near them, then they're like, oh, weirdo's back. But you're supposed to be filming the fucking video haven or whatever it is. You know what I mean? So like, there's just
creating your memories.
The gameplay is getting in the way of the conversations. And I kept wondering, like, okay, wait, because this is always the question, right? You talked about Dispatch this way. Is there a value to making it a game versus making it a movie? You know what I mean? Like, this could be a very interesting film, but it would be a much shorter story because the fact is they want you to be filming stuff and exploring, and you go up on the roof and there's a bomb.
I'm going to ask you, did you get to the part where obviously you have to hunt the keys down?
Yes, and that pissed me off because there's this total jackass. You're filming a balloon, which is weird, and then homegirl comes out, why are you filming me, you weirdo lesbian?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And
They're introducing the hate crime.
Was that an It reference?
Well, I
red
think it's either
balloon?
It or the there's a French movie with a kid chasing after a red balloon. So it's probably both and neither. Anyway, but it does have creepiness to it. So yes, the fact that it is also It is like, I think that's part of It. But then here comes her psycho boyfriend on his motorcycle, and then, homegirl's sister shows up and says, "Fuck off, cunt." And you're like, God damn, aren't you 12? Why are you using such foul language?
Yeah, exactly.
And then homeboy's like, "I'm gonna kill you and skin you alive," and then your two weirdo friends come to back you up, which is cool. That's a moment where it's like, okay, cool, we have each other's backs, which is nice. However, then
I didn't mind that too much.
No, I didn't mind that either. I actually kind of liked that. I was like, okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now there's an actual someone's trying to achieve something, and someone else comes to support them, which is nice.
Yeah.
Genuine friendship among young ladies. But then Ice Cream Lady goes, "I can't make you an ice cream. We're closed." And she's dangling the keys right in front of the guy. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, what did she think was going to happen?
Well, here's the thing. Bullying 101. When you're being bullied, all you do is get away from the bullies, right? But neither of these people none of them were trying to get away from this bully. They're just like, "You can't talk to my friend that way." Well, first of all, you're not friends. But second of all, you don't go dangling your keys in front of the person.
No.
We're watching Poker Face with Natasha Lyonne, and that's a really good show. But she keeps ending up in these situations where there's murderers, and their thing is that she can tell when people are lying, and she's always standing right next to them like, "I know you're lying. I know you killed that guy." Why would you be anywhere near this person? You know they've already committed one murder. Why would they not kill you too? So anyway, yeah. And then when they threw the keys, I was just like, oh God, I'm gonna have to go look for the keys. And sure enough,
and it took forever. It took forever, man.
Because that's not the real point of that part of the game. The point of that part of the game is to get to know these characters.
Yeah,
and you can just
I get it.
feel the game slowly dragging you into these friendships. And it's
that.
Go ahead.
That scene in Dispatch would have lasted about 2 minutes.
As it should have
you know
done.
What I mean?
As it should have done. And then you get the key, you realize where the keys are, and then it's like, oh, I don't know if you kept playing at this point, but I did. I was like, we're going to have our hands on these keys, goddammit. Now, did you cover up the grate before you knocked them down?
I did.
So that was good. When it happened, I was like, oh, thank God we put that cardboard down. Spoilers. But then it was like, okay, now you figured out where the keys are, but now you got to get something to throw at the keys. And first of all, there's a million things lying around you can throw at the keys. You don't have to find something special. But they go finding bricks, and then eventually, you get it. So once we got to the point of like, at the end of the first hour, where like they're kind of becoming friends, I'm like, this is kind of cool. But I was so frustrated by so many things in the game. It's so many things, and I'm sorry, the switching back and forth between the present day and the past, I'm just like, over it. Come on, why do we even need that? And the reason is because they want to keep hinting at that thing that happened, the thing we promised to never talk about. Oh
the
my
dark
God.
secret.
I went to look it up, and I don't want to spoil anything, but I went to look it up, and I was like, really? This is the thing?
Are you underwhelmed? Were you underwhelmed?
Very underwhelmed.
God.
And again, like, I like the basic concept here. Like, I like the fact that it's the story. And they talk about who's your favorite Riot Girl group. And I was like, I'm thinking Bikini Kill. And then someone says Bikini Kill. I'm like, yes, they're talking about Bikini Kill. That makes me so happy. Because again, they're showing something that I'm, fond of from the past. But when they're talking about, hang on a second, they're talking about, to each other, like she meets up with her friend at the bar, and she's like, I have to tell you about the thing that's
trying too hard. It's a bit contrived, and I just feel like they've done what could have been a really interesting story a disservice by presenting it the way that they have, and that's and I just feel that they needed better voice actors for the girls in the younger bit as well. I just felt that they didn't really. None of it sounded real. It just sounded off.
The pacing is really annoying. I think the fact that you have to film all this stuff as Swan is her name, and by the way, Swan's Way is right there. That's a Proust reference, but they never made it. I was like, come on, what are y'all doing? You had a perfect opportunity to. Anyway, but the fact that, you have to constantly keep filming things, and then she's narrating it while you're filming. You're just there's a reason we don't want to do this.
Talking what she's thinking constantly. And like, no one
there's
does
an ice cream
that.
cone
Nobody
on the
does
ground,
it.
and here's Swan.
Yeah,
look,
nobody does it.
Well, hang on a second, though. When I first got a camcorder when I was 12, I made some dumbass movies. But you know what? Here's the thing. I never showed them to anyone because nobody wants to see them.
I would love to see them. I would
die. They would be very funny to watch
amazing.
now because you could laugh. That's why I'm glad YouTube didn't exist when I was a kid, because God help us if those things were preserved forever. But that's the thing, is that like some people really like connecting with this awkward, weird little girl and her camcorder, fixation. But for me as a gamer, I just found it mind-numbing with the frustrations.
Yeah,
So,
I did. I just feel like this. I really wanted to like it. I really did because I
Yeah.
love the developer Don't Nod and I love all the other games that they've made. But I just can't. I can't. I just like it's no. They need. I feel like they've really let a
friend to the party, and of course, this one girl has no friends. So it made me think of the line on The Simpsons. Here we go.
Well, did you call one of your friends? Friends? Huh. These are my only friends. Grown-up nerds like Gore Vidal. And even he's kissed more boys than I ever will. Girls, Lisa. Boys kiss girls.
Gore Vidal is gay. So anyway, that whole scene, like, and it went from I have no friends, I'm all alone, everybody thinks I'm a freak and a weirdo, to half an hour later, oh, now we're the best of friends and we're gonna take the secret to our grave and we're best. And again, like I like the fact that it's a weirdo loner becoming friends with other weirdo loners because that's kind of my high school career, but it felt forced and artificial, but also it felt like it took forever. It felt forced and artificial, but also took forever. How can it be both of those things at the same time?
Well, it took forever, but also didn't feel natural at all.
Yeah, agreed. So A for effort, like C minus, I think, for execution. I wouldn't say it's a bad game exactly. It's just I think it's going to appeal to a certain population, and if you really like, Lost Life is Strange, I think you'll probably like this too. If you're looking for another one of those kinds of games.
I love Life is Strange and I hate this game.
Okay, well, because I found some of the things that are annoying me about this game were also annoying me about Life is Strange.
No, but I feel like, and again, I think it comes down to the voice acting and dialogue. There were some moments in Life is Strange where the dialogue was a bit clunky and it didn't feel natural.
Yes.
But I felt like the beginnings, it was almost constant. Do you know what I mean? I was constantly rolling my eyes when they were saying stuff because it sounded so
fair enough.
Bad.
So I'll say, if you, like me, were a little annoyed with the dialogue in Life is Strange, then you will be very annoyed with the dialogue in this game.
Yes, that's a good way of describing it.
Okay.
Amen to that.
Yes.
Amen to
Okay.
that.
So Lost Records.
Sadly, it's a thumbs down.
Bloom and Rage.
Thumbs down for me.
I'd like to give it a thumbs in the middle, but I am going to give it a thumbs down because it's just not great. So.
Yeah.
But I want to like it. I like you.
I'm very sad. I'm sad.
Yeah.
I'm sad.
Yeah, I don't know. So you're not going to finish playing it, I guess.
No.
Okay. Well, maybe after the show, I'll tell you what happens in the story. So it's a very strange story.
Because I really don't care. But for next week, and I know you've got a game lined up, but I've been waiting 12 years for this, Duke.
All right.
12 years.
Yeah, Duke Nukem Forever.
And that game... No, well, yeah, it's nearly... Well, it's probably going to be on a par with that. But the horror survival game Routine has hit Game Pass. Yeah. So we're going to try give... Maybe this will be better. Who knows? Or maybe this will be terrible too. Although... I have looked, and the reviews for this game so far are pretty good, which is amazing considering it's been in development for 12 years.
Now, in this game, are you ever able? Do they have a part in this game, Routine, where you're able to eat some French fries covered in gravy and cheese? Because if so, then it would be the poutine routine.
Indeed, I like that.
Yeah. Okay, what's next?
Okay, we have got emails, but before we do that. There's been a lot of them. Let me look because I have to find these. Hold up. Hold your horses, Hoss.
Is there news?
Not sort of news, but I've come across some articles, shall we say. Articles.
It's not news, but it's articles. That's news.
Okay, well, kind of, I suppose.
Okay.
Kind of. I'm going to give you a choice, right?
Okay.
You decide.
Ben, you take the choice. You've been very quiet. Thank you for your patience.
Which ones you want of these, right?
What do you want, Ben?
We've got the 10. So it's a list. I'm doing a list. We've not done a list for ages.
Okay.
Everybody loves
the 10 greatest video game masterpieces of the last 15 years ranked. Okay, that's the first one.
Okay.
Or from Gears of War to Uno, the 50 most important Xbox 360 games ever made. So which would you like to go with?
Ben?
Yeah, let's go Xbox, because the 15 best games, we've done them.
Okay, are you ready then? Here we go.
Yes.
The 50 most important Xbox 360 games ever released.
1-5 or 5-0?
The Doritos game better be in there. That was a game and a half.
Oh.
That was.
You are in for a treat, Ben. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. So, number one, we don't have to discuss all of these. We can just have a quick sort of what did you think? Do you agree, disagree? So, first one, Geometry Wars Retro Evolved.
Duh, classic, magnificent.
No, it's not the number one game. This is the first game in the list. Okay. These aren't ranked, by the way.
No,
These
I
are
was just saying. I
random.
was like, okay, no, yeah, fair.
So, Geometry Wars. I remember playing this. Do you remember where this came from?
I do not.
Where this originated? Do you know where
I
this
know you told us,
originated,
but I don't
dude?
remember.
No, give us the backstory.
Tell us, what is it?
So this was a game you could play in Project Gotham Racing 3,
that's right. Yeah,
I think. And it was when you went back to the garage, you could actually play this game. You could like a very basic
console or
version of
something.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was one of the first. It was one of the first kind of like Xbox Indie Live or Xbox Arcade games, wasn't it? Indie games on the arcade that they released. And I remember playing this loads, and it was amazing. If Chini was here, he'd be like, "Yeah, most amazing thing." But it was cheap. I remember it not costing a lot when you very first, and it was one of those games you could play straight away on the 360.
And
when it came out.
was elegant in its simplicity. Like it knew its limits and it did it very well. So it used graphics that were simple but polished. It looked great.
Wow. They were simple, but they were also looked amazing because
Yes.
it had this almost neon look about it, and everything just looked, and like the explosions were incredible.
Yes.
I think it was also to just show off how much power the 360 had, and like this can be run on this console, and it looks incredible.
Yes.
So there you go.
Sorry,
I think
I meant to
Geometry was
mute
great.
my, what you call it.
Okay, Duke, I think you're going to agree with this one. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion.
Yeah, I was just thinking about Oblivion. And you know what I was thinking about with Oblivion? When you start Oblivion, the word Oblivion, it's the Elder Scrolls 4. And the word Oblivion has IV right in the middle, 3 letters before it, 3 letters after it. So when it zoomed into the word Oblivion and 4 came on the screen, or actually it was 4 and then it zoomed out. That's a dumbass thing for me to talk about, but I was so blown away by it. That's such good design to have it like that. So anyway, this was the OG open world RPG. I know there were some before it, but who cares? This dropped you in, and you could go anywhere. And that
once you escape the sewers,
and it was
once you got out
worth
of the sewers, you
exploring.
could just
That
go
was
where
the
you
thing,
wanted.
man. Oh my god, I remember getting motion sickness from the dungeons, but I didn't care. I was like, I'm gonna keep going because even if I'm getting sicker and sicker. Actually, I paused, ate a meal, and then came back. I was like, okay, I'm better now. But this is the
a mind-blowing experience.
It was a mind-blowing experience.
I remember.
The frustrating thing about it was that you had, I'm trying to get to the actual open part. Yeah, there we go. Closing the Oblivion gates was such a pain in the ass because they all looked exactly the same, but they weren't exactly the same. So I was like,
I just remember my wife bought me this for my birthday, and it's one of the only video games she's ever bought for me. She's bought me this.
She saw you play this for 100 hours and said, all right, I'm never buying him a fucking video game again.
And Grim Fandango was the other game she bought me. So
they can't all be winners.
Hey, Grim Fandango was a good game. How dare you? How very dare you? But I remember I played it for the first time. I never played an RPG before, so I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. And I went to the first city you can get to, and I attacked a guard, and then I died because obviously they're hard when you're at the beginning of the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I had no clue what I was supposed to be doing. I'm like, I don't know what I'm saying. And then I put it down, and I have told this story before, and I didn't play it for about 6 months. So it just gathered dust in its box.
Yeah.
And then I got chatting to my friend who I worked with at the time, and he's like, "Oh, you need to play this game. It's amazing." And he basically wrote all these notes for me of how to play the game. which
Yeah.
is Feng Shui, by the way.
Yeah.
And then I started playing it, and then I played it for 150 hours. So I went from
Son.
playing literally none of it to playing literally everything you could do in the game.
This is Bethesda's.
Um,
well, this game before Fallout 3, right? This was Bethesda's first
Yeah, it
great
was.
game.
I think
Oh
it's,
yeah,
number
way
1.
before Fallout 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah.
See, I actually have never played this. My experience with that, like mind blowing, is Skyrim.
Yeah.
So when I
Right,
played,
okay.
because I hadn't played Oblivion, I remember Skyrim. The hype I was like, oh, let's see what it's all about. And when you get out and you're like, wait, I can go anywhere, and like you say, that moment of mind blowing experience.
Mind blowing.
Mhm.
Okay, next one, Uno, which came out on Xbox Live Arcade in 2006, and it was the first game on Xbox to use the camera. So it was
Oh,
the
and
first one
don't we
where you
remember it as a child? Mama and Dad were
Naked
like,
Uno.
Yeah. If you want to see a dick, that's the place to see it.
Yeah. Now, what's interesting about this game, right? I played loads of this, by the way, when it came out. 'Cause everybody was playing it, weren't they? Everybody played Uno.
Yeah.
And we were playing Uno No Mercy on our nerdy board game night the other night. And Lewis
That's brutal, that game.
learnt all the rules from playing Uno on Xbox. And he was quoting rules to us. I'm like, I've never played it like that. And he's like, you check, man. That was on Xbox. I know how you play this game. And that's how he knew how to play the game.
Yeah, gotta learn somewhere.
Which was, and I never did this, the jumping thing in Uno, where if you've got the exact same card that's already on the top of the deck, you can play even if it's not your turn. I'm like, I've
Really?
never
I
remembered
heard
that. And he's
about
like,
yeah, no.
no, so you can. If you've got the exact same colour and number,
All right.
you can play out of turn and get rid of it. And I'm like,
Interesting.
can you do that? I didn't know you could do that. And he's like, yeah, I played it on Xbox. I know the rules. We looked it up, and he
Well,
was
you know the
100%
Xbox rules.
correct.
They may
He's
or
like,
may. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
no, it's the
They didn't
official
add it
rules.
for the Xbox.
So.
Okay.
And you can, unbeknownst, did you know you can still play this? This
No.
is still available to play.
No.
So if you want to play some Uno on the Xbox, yeah, it's
Wow.
still available.
So do you have to do a
it's
button
part
to
of-
say Uno and you're down to one card? Or is it do
It's
it for
part. Yes, you've got to do that. Yeah, you had to do all of that. But it's part of the Ubisoft because it was made by Ubisoft.
Really?
It's part of the.
you?
Yeah, it's part
I'm
of. Game
surprised
Pass
there's
now,
no
so you can
tower
play
for
on
you to throw
for free.
cards off of.
So there you go. So if you want to play Uno now, you can.
Okay.
It's still possible. You
Play
can still do it
Uno,
on
I
Game
guess.
Pass.
Whatever.
Play Uno. The next game in this list, and I played a ton of this. Viva Pinata. Do you remember Viva
I never
Pinata?
played Viva Pinata.
Yeah, I remember
Oh.
the case as well. You had the pinata's head, the case. You could buy it, and it came.
Yeah.
You know what? That was a PlayStation Sackboy. This was their Sackboy. They were like,
It kind of was, but it was also it presented itself as a children's game, but it was anything but a children's game.
Yeah.
It was very
it was
difficult.
good. Yeah. I remember this because Xbox at this point was very violent. It had violent video games, 18 plus, and this was their like child-friendly version game. Because I remember my mum and dad was like, "I want an Xbox. Why? For Viva Pinata." And then of course, Gears of War, Halo, chopping
Yeah.
heads off. But-
This doesn't look like a
Viva
pinata
Pinata
game.
was
Oh no,
fun.
look, the guy's head blew up like a pinata.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, you had to breed the pinatas. You had to do all these things to make them attract to each other. Then you had to get them to mate with each other. It
So
was.
you're making
It
pinatas
definitely
fuck
was
each other.
a
Got it.
children's. Yeah, you had to make pinatas
You like
boing
that?
each other. That
Pinata?
was pretty much the game.
Yeah.
Pretty
I
much
like it, Duke. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, 2007, BioShock.
Well, duh.
Yeah.
Well, duh.
I mean,
Do you know what I remember the most about this game was the demo.
yeah.
I remember playing the demo and being, what the fuck? Why can't I play the rest of this now? Because this is just ridiculous.
Was the
and it
demo
looked
with another
amazing.
game, or how did you come upon the demo?
No, the demo, they put the demo out on Xbox Live, and
Okay.
it ended when you're stuck in the lift and all the obviously crazies are coming after you.
Gotcha.
So you get
Yeah.
almost the first sort of half an hour, 45 minutes of the game, I guess.
Yeah.
It was quite a bit of the
The
game you got.
atmosphere,
and it was-
the atmosphere that game created was incredible.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
I think one of the things
felt
there had
creepy.
been like games like Condemned. Condemned came before this, didn't it?
Yeah, I
feel
think it did. I
Those
think it
those
did.
games that were like horror, like you're in a prison and there's murderers everywhere. That's one thing. this game wasn't quite so grim, and you had decent weapons. And I think that balance of things, along with some of the supernatural stuff, and there's this mystery beneath the ocean, the sense of place, the polish on the UI with the kind of Art Deco, stuff, and the fact that you weren't totally helpless. It wasn't about sneaking around and making sure you're not seen. I think those things really combined to make BioShock. It was something special at the time.
And I think as well, what I think made this game, apart from the atmosphere and obviously the would you kindly stuff and the twist at the end, was the big daddies. These big hulking monsters that trundled around, but unless you attack them, they would just ignore you. They didn't. It was interesting to have a game where the biggest enemy in the game wouldn't directly attack you unless you attacked it first, or you mess with one of the little sisters.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And
if you
that
mess
had
with
to
one of
do
them, it
with
would
the
attack
theme
you.
of maybe you don't need to kill everything that moves. You know what I mean? Because again, we had been trained a different way by video games, so this game was trying to do something a little different. And the fact that there was a thing that wouldn't attack unless provoked was unusual at the time. Yeah.
And then when you did kill one, you could decide whether you harvested the little sister or you didn't.
Better not, man.
And you would be rewarded either way, to be fair. And in essence,
but you had a different
it didn't
ending.
Really make a whole lot of difference. Yeah, you did. You
Slightly
did, depending on which one you did.
You had a different 30-second
so I
cutscene
think
at the end of the game if you had one or the other.
This did such a great job up until the final boss fight, which was terrible. But
it was a bad boss fight.
The rest of it was amazing, and and it did things that, again, up until this point, I'd never seen on the other game. So this list is doing pretty well so far, by the way.
Agreed.
The list is doing pretty well. Okay, 2007 also, Halo 3.
Halo 3.
Definitely.
Yeah. You a big Halo guy, Ben?
My friend Matt had Halo, and that's what got me into it. But yeah, Halo 3 was like a revolutionary game. I always was playing was it Slayer? The zombie mode. There was a zombie infection. That was Halo 3, wasn't it? Where you just survive. How long can you survive? Because it was all online. You just as soon as you got eliminated, though, you were the zombies just trying to do it. But there's some players on there. What unbelievable! Loved Halo 3, and the story mode was amazing as well. This was peak Microsoft.
I think the game mode I remember, and I think most people do, is Rocket Races. You remember Rocket Races? Yeah. That was just fucking mayhem.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
And I wasn't a big multiplayer player, but I don't know. There was just something about this which was so cool.
Oh, it was an interesting creative approach to it. I mean, it wasn't a racing game, but people made it into a racing game by being very creative with the game creation mode.
I think that existed in Halo 2. I don't think that was new to this. Was this a game that had the Forge where you could actually create your own levels and all that sort of stuff in multiplayer?
I think so. I know it was a Halo game. I don't know if it was this one, but probably.
Yeah, because I remember creating a level where I had, because you could create like portals that you go in one and come out of another.
Yeah.
And I remember when I had this level, and I called it Portal Roulette, and I had some where you go on and then just end up being ejected into space, and some you'd end up being ejected next to some really good weapons or cash that you could use.
Yeah.
And a few people played it. I was like, some people are playing it, and I made this. It's cool. But yeah, Halo 3, I remember queuing up for this, by the way. I didn't queue up at night, I didn't do a midnight launch, but I went first thing in the morning when Blockbusters opened to go and buy it.
Well, I remember this was the second game I ever saw a trailer for in the movie theater. The first was Final Fantasy VII, and that blew our minds because we were playing that. I wasn't as into Halo, so when this came on, it was these two kids sitting in the grass, and the graphics weren't super great, so we could tell it wasn't for a movie. And then a friend of mine was like, "Oh my God, this is Halo," and I was like, "What?" And it was, and he was really into Halo. So I was like, okay, well, I'm glad you're getting to see something. It was just an acknowledgement that, hey, this thing we love, it's coming for the rest of y'all.
Yeah, and that soundtrack. That was
sure.
Goosebumps.
Yep.
I'm going to go and do one more because we have got quite a few emails and stuff to go. But this was also, how many great games came out in 2007? Because this is another 2007 game.
Yes.
Mass Effect.
Mass Effect
came out in 2007.
The original Mass Effect game. Oh boy.
What a game this was.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, I've never played Mass Effect.
Oh my God.
What? Any of them?
No. No, I just know the ending that was really
Oh my
disappointing of 3.
God.
That's all I remember.
Right.
It's a
Ben?
great game. In fact, I once wrote a piece about how this, and this was a while ago,
Wow.
but this was at the time my favorite example of story in video game.
Oh, really?
It was amazing.
Yeah. 'Cause
Oh,
it was,
it's fucking this. Oh,
it's
up
epic in a way that isn't like rubbing your face in the epicness of it. And meanwhile, you have a lot of characters that you care about. So that's hard to do in a game. And I think it did it really. This is
And you can
BioShock's
also be
best
bad.
era.
You can be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it
It's got-
wasn't
yeah.
going to change everything because it didn't have the technology to really change everything. But it did feel satisfying to have more of a badass persona rather than.
Yeah, it's
a
like
goody
is it
goody.
Renegade and something
Yeah,
else,
yeah,
isn't it?
yep.
I know bits of it. It's just
And I
it's
think
one of those ones that passed me by. I was like, one day I will sit.
Well, yeah.
You know
You
what? One of those,
need-
like,
you
during
need to
winter,
play this
like,
game.
this is one of those games that the three of us
Fucking
have
incredible.
always agreed on, and there's a good reason for it. And I think the second one was the one where Stu defenestrated someone right after I had talked about
I
that
did
word,
defenestrate
defenestration.
someone. Yeah, I did
So
do
it was-
that.
I tell my students about that all the time.
It's such a great word.
It's a
It is
great,
such a great
yeah,
word.
it's a great word. And it I think this, I haven't played the remastered one, but someday when I finish Starfield and then the Outer Worlds
Because you got
2
an award, didn't you? You got a
Yeah.
an Xbox
And trophy or something.
achievement, didn't you, for
Right.
defenestrating someone? So,
And Fem
I
Shep
was
is one
like,
of the
what the
greatest
fuck?
characters of all time. I had to go.
Definitely,
Fem
I
Shep.
played as male Shep the first time because when this game came out, they were like, and you'll be able to make the character look like anything you want. It's going to have all this customization. It's going to be amazing. And I tried to make it look like me, and it looked nothing like me. But what was cool was, once you created that character, you just carried that over
Yeah.
into the following games,
Yeah,
and all the
that was great.
decisions you made and the things that had happened also carried over into the future games.
And
that,
it had a really
for
good
me,
system of like
brilliant.
ducking down and then your cover shooter. Like it was a really
Yeah, I
good
had that- I had
and
that-
I
yeah,
think it was one of
all
the
of it was
first. I mean, Rainbow Six Vegas 2 was the best cover shooter ever, but this was a cover shooter space RPG, which was unusual at the time. Fallout never did any cover shooting. Gears of War did, so Gears of War, of course, paved the way for this, I think. But nevertheless, it's really well done. There's so much about this game that's wonderful.
Thank you. I will
So-
check it. I will check it out. No, you both. I totally
You
agree.
need
It is
to.
one of those
You
ones
tell
where
me.
I'm
Later.
like, yeah. When I said I hadn't played it, I knew I was going to get the what the.
It's all right. You're
Blasphemy.
gonna love it.
We'll let you off. We'll let you off. You're gonna look. Do you know what? I wish I was sat where you are and had never played this game and then play it for the first time because it's still brilliant. We played it for Does It Hold Up? We played all three of them again.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember.
And all three of them still hold up. They're all still great games. So you're
Yeah.
in for a treat. You're in for a treat. Okay, doke. That's it for now. We'll do the rest of the list next week. Unfortunately, Ben won't be here to comment because he's not here.
No,
Well,
We assume he may well be if Chinny isn't back. Who knows? Who knows?
hopefully he's back. He's smiling. I'm happy.
So on that note, let's do some emails.
all right, let's do some emails.
Whoa, that ruled.
I've been watching all the Strong Bad email cartoons again, and I'm gonna find a list of all the songs so we can mix it up in the future. But in the meantime, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So first email this evening is from Lee Griggs, and he says, "Hi there, veteran gamers."
Hi.
Hello there.
And he, by the way, I should have said it's titled "In the Country."
In the
is titled.
Country.
He says,
Okay.
as someone who has often contemplated moving to the country, I was wondering if Duke could share some of the pros and cons of doing so, and whether he would recommend it. Keep up the good work, Lee. So there you go.
Yes and no. There's things I love about living in the country. I've never been crazy about having neighbors that you got to make small talk with. I like having space. Like if the Duchess goes somewhere, I get to have space to myself. I know there's not going to be kids, playing nearby or, people knocking on the door or whatever. The scenery here in this area where we're living is gorgeous. I get to see sunsets in a way that I never used to get to see sunsets unless I went somewhere to do so. But there's downsides, depending on how long your driveway is. Like we are at the mercy of a snowplow. The guy has to come plow us out or we're not. Hi, Duchess. Yeah. But then on the other hand, the dog gets to run around crazy in our yard. We have this rope that she's going to put him on right now. One of the downsides is that restaurants are further away. So if we want to go out to eat, we got to drive for about 20 minutes to get there, 20 minutes to get back. And that's the close ones. It's not a huge deal, but there are nights when I'm just like, Friday, Saturday night, we go out to eat. And sometimes I'm so tired on Friday, I'm just like, I don't want to go anywhere. But it's a pretty minor concern. So, look, ultimately, I never would have done it by my own choice. But the Duchess wanted some land, and I'm very happy to have made this shift in order to give her what she wants. So,
it's true love.
I can talk a little bit about this because I grew up in the countryside. So I grew up in a very small village that had 2 shops. We used to have 3 buses a day that went somewhere, but other than that, there was no other buses. And I actually really loved my childhood. I had lots of friends. We used to spend all our time like down the woods, across the fields, fishing. I mean, I don't know whether kids would be into that stuff these days like I was as a kid. But summer holidays, we used to be up and out of the door by 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and we didn't used to come back till 5, 6 o'clock at night. And we were out all day. We'd make ourselves a butty to take with us. A flask of coffee, which we'd probably, nick some whiskey out my dad's cupboard and stick that in there as well, to warm our cockles, even at 10 or 11. And we were just out all day, we would fish all day or, do whatever.
Yeah.
We had loads of fun. I mean, we used to do all the hunting like stuff. We used to take like air rifles with us. We didn't used to hunt anything animal wise, but we used to like shoot targets and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we know you shot your friend to death and then swore never to talk about it.
We did go ratting. We used to go ratting. My mate had a little terrier dog, and we used to go down the riverbank with that rat, like catching rats.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, it was fun. That's what we used to do. That was my childhood, and I think kids these days, especially if you're brought up in a city centre, do miss out on that stuff.
Yeah, the rawness of it.
The downsides were the sort of isolation, especially in the wintertime, a little bit like Duke said, if it snowed hard, you couldn't get out of the village. You were sort of stuck there until the snow thawed. For a plus side for kids, though, you never went to school during those times because you couldn't get there.
That is cool.
So,
nice to have snow
and
days.
I had to get to the nearest secondary school. I had to catch 2 buses.
That is rough. I had to catch 1 bus, and that was rough. 2.
Yeah. So, and the journey time, including waiting for the next one was probably about 40 minutes to an hour each way every day.
Do you know what? That builds character though, because then when you got your driving, learnt to drive, you were like this, the freedom. Oh, yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Whereas if you get chauffeured around and you can just walk to school, you don't appreciate it.
Yeah. So, and then quite often, if it was really frosty, the bus wouldn't come either. So, we didn't go to. We were off school a lot during the winter time. But then everyone knew each other, so it was quite a friendly place to live. Everybody knew each other, but then also everyone knew everybody's business because that's what happens in places like that.
My thing, I don't live in the city, so I have no idea. But when you like just need a glass of you run out of milk or bread, just like that, knowing that you can't go anywhere to get it. That would bug the hell out. Because obviously I'd be like, I need a bread.
I mean, you could get it, but you'd have to walk a little bit because they were down the road or whatever.
No, I mean, we were lucky because we used to have a milkman who came every day. So, like, when you're when you're my age, back then, you didn't buy milk in cartons. You had, you bought milk bottles, and the milkman would bring a bottle of milk every day, so they would deliver everybody's milk to them.
But I know what you're talking about, Ben. Like sometimes, I remember one time there was a thing. There's a reason we didn't go out one night, and then like we didn't, it's not a big deal, but like we didn't have any like desserts in the house, and I really wanted some ice cream. But it was like, again, like driving 20 minutes to get to the shop to get one thing of ice cream. Like forget it, Whereas back in town, we would just nip down the corner. We could walk. So that is something.
Yeah, I mean,
there's distance. That's a thing. You're right.
It was a long time till we had a supermarket nearby.
Yeah.
And the first one I think was a Quick Save, but that was still about 6 miles away from where we lived. So you used to have to, drive all the way to the Quick Save to get something. Yep. If you wanted more than just like the stuff you could get from the 2 shops that we had in the village, we had 2 normal shops and a post office, and that was it.
Yeah.
That's all we had in the village. And then we had 2 pubs, and that's all there was. That's all there was there. So yeah, it does have its advantages, but there are cons to it as well.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Lee.
Thank you,
Lee
Lee.
sent us a second email, by the way.
Sure.
And he says Starfield debate.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I forgot to mention how much I loved Stu challenging Duke Starfield playtime. Would love to see these kinds of debates more often. Cheers, Lee. So there you go.
Caused a bit of controversy in the veteran
Obviously.
gamers.
But Lee liked it. Lee enjoyed the debate. So there you go. Next email is from John Collins, and he says celebrities.
Hello.
Celebrities.
Yes, thank you, John.
He says, hello.
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 So I played a ton of The Simpsons Fortnite. I played Fortnite on and off since it came out. The last time I played, it was in May for the Star Wars event, and running around with AI Vader was very cool. However, they have very limited end-of-season special events. I missed the Star Wars one because I was busy, and then I also missed the Simpsons one because I was also busy. I just don't know why they give you around just an hour to play the special event, and if you miss it, you've missed it. I think it's because they want to build that, like, you've got to be here, because if you're not here, then you're going to miss it.
Right. Limited time things happen for a reason.
Yeah. I have a full-time job. I am married to a wonderful woman. I have a 3-year-old son. I go down the pub with my mates to pub quizzes. I'm a very busy man with commitments. In Call of Duty Warzone, all these special events, they will give you at least 3 days to play them. I just don't understand why with Fortnite it's just one and done thing. It's like this has to be there or be square mentality. I'm tired of this fuzzy thinking Epic's games. Anyway, I ended up watching the special event on YouTube. I ended up watching someone called Happy Gal. She seemed way too happy for my liking. She got so excited over the tiniest things. She knew all the celebrities. I don't even know who they are. The word celebrity seems to be way too much overused these days. I think it's more of a relative concept nowadays.
Well,
I only know 1 or 2 people on this year's I'm a Celeb.
See, that's the thing, is it's easier than ever to get some kind of celebrity now because of social media. But I know what you mean. I went looking at one point I have these slides every day in my classroom that's like, okay, which writer's birthday is today? And I went looking when I was making those, and this was like 5 years ago. But it was like, famous birthdays. And then I'll go find the authors within that, who was born today, famous birthdays today. And then I'll go find the authors within that. Motherfucker. There were like 4 sites that I had to go through before I found the one I needed, because the first 4 were all like, so-and-so is 14, he's a YouTube star. So-and-so is 21, he's an Instagram star. So-and-so is 12. I'm fuck off. You're 14, you're not famous. I'm sorry. You've got 100 million followers. So what? You're not a celebrity. Fuck off. So,
it is weird, isn't it, how celebrity works these days?
Yes, it is. Because I think it's much more easy come, easy go than it ever has been. So,
yeah.
Anyway.
Do you know, on the Fortnite thing, there is some events you can play if you go into the main menu and scroll down. Epic do it, because they had the Daft Punk one and I missed it, but I love Daft Punk, so I was like, I need to experience this. And there was a mode right at the bottom, like no one's playing it because the event was like 2 weeks before, and I found it and I did the 15 minutes experience. Just
now, was that made by Epic or was it made by somebody else using the Daft Punk resources?
It was.
Okay.
No, it was.
Because I had the thing when I tried to find the Simpsons thing. I was like, I want to find a Simpsons thing, but I want to do Battle Royale. Is there any way? And my students were like, yeah, you can do it. And Antonio, once again, helped me out. But the point is that there were a lot of things that said Simpsons, Fortnite, and they were made by people, like not Epic. And I was just like, fuck, these things are shit. So I'm glad that you got to do the actual thing. Yeah, that's the thing. They should make it available. Like,
it's not. It's like
forever.
Right in the corner. You have to proper search for it. Because the Daft Punk, my mate was like, but there was only a certain period. Like, I think the Daft Punk was like literally like a week. So they did the event. I missed it, but then
they've got the assets. They might as well make them available on the side, or even like pay us $1 and you can play this game mode by yourself or whatever. Like, yeah, do that.
Nah, I ain't paying no dollar.
Well, I mean,
I want my ass.
Some people would pay that.
Yeah, but yeah, there's a lot of celebrities that are not celebrities.
There are. By the way, talking of Daft Punk, I'm going to watch the Daft Punk Experience in January. Have you heard of this? Ben?
Is that the tribute band?
Yeah, so they're like a tribute band.
They are
but
class.
They're getting a lot of love, I've got to say.
Yeah, they are class.
And I know this isn't true, but there's a lot of rumors that it's actually them.
Okay. I've got to slow down. When I saw them, they did it all live with instrumental. I literally turned to my friend and I was like, "What's the height of Daft Punk?" And I had to check out their height to see, because I was so convinced they were they are unbelievable.
Well, no one knows who they are either, so nobody knows who these two guys are.
They just do it and walk off, and then like the staff are like, "Oh, who collects it?" And he's like, "Just some random bloke just turns up." I'm like, "Well, he's got enough to hire a random bloke who just builds it all." I'm like, "Is that the bloke who?" But they're not. They're all different heights. Because I stayed around, like, so I was a little bit convinced that it was the Daft Punk guys, but
I don't know.
Pretty funny.
Because they were playing in Milton Keynes. I was randomly in Milton Keynes in a pub.
They've played some really small venues, but then they've also played some quite big venues as well. It's a bit weird what they're doing. They're playing. They came to like one of the nightclubs in Preston and played there, but we're going watching them in Newcastle at one of the big arenas. So they're playing arenas and little places. It's very odd.
You know what it is? They don't just like DJ. They do the synths. They do it all. Like,
I believe so.
Quality. Like when I did it, I said to my friend Barrage, I was like, because we aren't going to be able to experience them live. I was like, this is.
That's what I said. It's the next best thing, isn't it?
They are really, really good. Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it anyway. So it should be good stuff. I'm going to. Yeah, anyway, he goes, I've lost where I was in the email. Sorry. Yeah, I only know 1 or 2 people in this year's I'm a Celeb. I don't watch it myself. My wife watches it sometimes. I'll be sitting in the living room with my laptop doing some work and it's on in the background. In my eyes, certain YouTubers and podcasters I watch to and listen to are celebrities. Mr. Stuart Fowler, Mr. Mike Chin, and Mr. Duke are celebrities in John Collins' opinion.
Yeah, for instance, right now we have 7 people watching live. So if that's not celebrity, I don't know what is.
That's how famous we are. Right. You talk about your lives and what's going on. I listen every week. I will agree and disagree with your opinions at times. But you've been doing this a long time, longer listeners than we might consider you as celebrities. But do you consider yourselves as celebrities? Absolutely not. No, absolutely not.
The only time that people ask for my signature, normally it's on a check. I don't realise.
No doubt. I mean, look, it's very nice to have people who know us. It's always weird and this is true about my school. There's people who know me and I don't know them. You know what I mean? The staff that work there. So when people are, I've had people. I don't know. I also have a little bit of shine on Rocket League. That there's people I'll get into a lobby with, and they'll be like, "It's Chris Traeger," and I'm like, "Do I know you?" They're like, "We played 2 weeks ago." I'm like, "Okay." So that's a thing that's very nice, but that's different from being a celebrity. Like celebrity, like people want to get a picture of you, like they know who you are, even though they've never actually seen the thing you do. We have some people who know us from this podcast, which is great, but. I don't know. I wouldn't call it.
I think it's weird. I mean, we've had some meetups and stuff, and when we've been to the arcade club, there are some people who will come up to you and go, "Oh my God, it's Stu and Chitty," you know, and they do get quite excited, and it is a little bit weird.
That's great. I think that's wonderful.
But it's lovely. It's lovely at the same time.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that like also if you're a celebrity, you have proper stalkers and you have haters. We don't really have haters, and I don't think we've ever had stalkers. So aside from the person who did the deep fake of my voice, like that was weird. That's a kind of cyber stalking.
I've actually been stalking so much that I could get on this show. I think that's my
Why do you think he's
here? 10 years ago when I had it, I'm getting on this show. I'm going to take one of them out.
Get on the show.
He continues. Anyway, at the end of the podcast, Duke will say, "I appreciate everyone who listens."
Yes, I just
and
said
says, "We love you as someone." And we love you, which we do. We love everybody who listens. We do. We really appreciate it.
We're very grateful.
But he says, as someone who has suffered with depression in the past and tried to unalive myself.
Oh, God, I'm sorry.
Wow. I have 6 unalived attempts in the past 10 years.
Damn, that sucks.
And I've no idea how warm and fuzzy it makes me feel when someone says they love me.
Wow.
Other than my wife, of course.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I consider myself as a nobody, but I've got anecdotes and things to say. People will listen, but they won't. That's not true. And that's a tragedy. And I just wanted to say I love you guys. Just life can get hard sometimes, and I've got a lot of health problems. But having you guys in the background eases that a little bit. So thank you.
That's so awesome.
I'm having a really bad time recently and feeling down and sorry for myself. So apologies if it upsets you. I often find talking helps. So look after yourselves, people.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know what? And I
Sorry,
always
who's this
say
person? What's his
you
name?
know. This is John Collins.
Thank you, John Collins. We appreciate you trusting us enough to tell us that information because that's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had health issues, as you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're quite serious ones. But my philosophy is, and I've come to this realization in the last sort of 2 or 3 years since this has been going on, is you've just got to get on with things and you've just got to live life in the best way possible because you really never know what's going to happen. You don't know what's around the corner. You don't know what life's going to throw at you. And as a video game reference, when life throws you lemons, you make lemonade. That's
well, I think the quote from Portal 2 is a little different, but I know what you mean. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Life gives you lemons.
You throw lemons back at life. Yeah. No, I mean, look, here's the thing. I've had students in that kind of situation suffering from that kind of severe depression, and I'm sorry that you've had to go through that. It's important that we remember that it's, you know, it's an illness, just like having a broken leg or whatever it is, right? We as a society want to and nobody's saying this, obviously, but there's a common thing that society does of making people feel like they're doing something wrong if they're having these kinds of problems. So the point is, that's the thing that really means a lot to me, is that we can build community, right? Whenever people talk about video game podcasts, I mention that I do this every week, and they're always like, oh, you know, that's cool. You talk about video games. I'm like, yeah, but that's kind of incidental. The stuff about this show that really means a lot to me is things like this, when we can provide community for people going through hard times, when we get to share in the joy of someone having a kid like Chinny and his baby, when we, you know, experience the pain of loss, you know, whether it's Greasy Fish Lips or, you know, Gary Lever. You know, those things,
yeah, Gary Lever.
The pain of loss is a little less when you have a community with you. And the hopefully, if we can, you know, provide a little bit of support when you're going through those hard times, you know, that really is significant because there's a lot of ways in which the internet and podcasts and social media destroy community. And I think it's really awesome that we can provide an actual community. So we're with you, and, you know, take it one day at a time, dude. And we really do love you. Like we're very grateful that you listen, but we also care about you as a person. You know, you're one of our crew, and yeah, you make the world a better place, man.
Yeah, I love the Retro Gamers because it's not like a global sensational thing where you put it into the ether and no one responds.
Sorry, what? Sorry, what are you saying?
Oh, you're not global
yet. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, right, we got listeners. We have one listener in France and one in South Africa.
Discord. I don't really put anything in it, but it's just nice to listen to people's lives. And like Duke, your aspect of life, I would never know a guy living in America who's a teacher. I have no relation to that. I'm just a window cleaner from Leicester. But now, listen to how you developed your life, and you, Stu, bringing up your kids, and you're like, oh, this is what's going on now. And then Chinny, oh, I don't know what, now he's married. I'm like, oh.
We got to see Antonio grow up and have a kid.
Yeah, crazy.
There's a lot of things happening in the time we've been doing this show, man.
It's nice.
Every week, something's happening.
Oh,
I got the shirt on. Something's happening. Yeah.
17 years, people. 17 years.
So, you know, it's about finding awesome stuff in the world and not ignoring the bad stuff, not pretending like it's not real, and just but being gentle with yourself. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I don't know. I always wish I could say something that would take the hurt away when someone's going through that kind of hard time, but I know that's not how it works. What does make a difference is having a connection, telling people you're there for them, and
I was going to say, it's just being there for people, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's the most important thing.
There's a famous saying on every council estate's saying, "Live, laugh, love."
Yes. And also, you know, take it one day at a time and like keep the door open. The Stoics had a thing that was like, I don't know, the Stoics had a lot of interesting philosophies. One of theirs was, you know, there may be certain situations where the Stoics didn't always think suicide was like a mortal sin. But the point was, they said, keep the door open. You can always do it tomorrow. You know what I mean? So like, you know, I've heard someone say it like this, and I think this is an important thing to keep in mind. Suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. So I don't know what your pain is like. Sorry, first name again is?
John.
John, thank you. Sorry. John, I don't know what's going on in your life. I can't possibly know what it's like to be in your head, but I'm sure you have days that are better and worse. And so, take it one day at a time and remember there's always a chance that tomorrow will be a little better. So, keep your head up. We love you. And thank you for being here.
Do.
And thank you for listening.
It's like my friend used to say. To understand what someone's going through, you've got to walk a mile in their shoes, isn't
Exactly.
it? You can't understand what's happening to someone unless you've lived their life.
That's right. I heard it like this: never judge a man until you've walked a mile in his shoes, because then you're a mile away and he doesn't have any shoes.
That's true.
Bazinga.
Bazinga. He finishes the email with P.S.
P.S.
I loved it last week when Stu yelled at Chinny, telling him to shut the fuck up. That was hilarious, and I pissed myself laughing. I rewinded it a good 20 times or so. Stu, you should be more often like that, to be honest. I can't believe that Stu also calls it breakfast, dinner, and tea. Well, like 2 peas in a pod, indeed we are. That's big up the north, man. Big up the north, brother.
Big up the north.
Big up the north. See you later, John Collins. Thank you for the email.
Yay. Thank
Okay.
you, John.
The final one this evening on this bit, because I have got some on the other email account.
Oh my
So many
goodness.
emails. So many emails. This one's from Ben Cooper, and he says, "Is it just me or ... All right, Cocker.
All right, sir.
All right.
I've been noticing recently that YouTube videos become grainier, blurry, and pixelated. I watch a lot of videos in 1440p, which is what I game at. If I play a game, it looks perfectly fine on my screen, but if I watch a YouTube video on the same game, that quality looks shit. I've also noticed this on non-gaming videos. It wasn't always like this. Have you noticed any difference with YouTube quality? Or is it just me and my old knackered eyes? Cheers, Cocker. I don't know. I can't say as I've noticed the drop in quality on YouTube. Chinny might have been the best person to ask this question to, and he ain't here. What do you guys think? Anything?
I don't really have an
Anything
opinion
on this?
about it. I think what YouTube does is it automatically changes the quality, and it may be that you're just in a place where the quality's not great. I don't know.
I
know,
don't
it's just
use
weird.
YouTube. I use Grey J. It's like a YouTube mimic with no adverts.
Oh.
I don't recommend, but it's very, very good, and I would recommend everyone looking into it.
Well, I use Gadzorp.
I use Gadzorp.
I don't know. Do you know what? I'm going to do some research this week and have a look and see if I notice any issues with quality on YouTube. And I will report back next week.
Okay.
I tell you what, I had to use YouTube though. I can't believe how many adverts there are these days. It's
No, it's horrendous, isn't it?
unbelievable. One of my mates had he was like, "Oh, I'm playing this music in the background of Glastonbury." It was a whole minute and a half. You couldn't skip it.
Yeah, some are skippable, some aren't skippable.
I was
But
like,
that's because they
wow.
want you to subscribe. Subscribe to YouTube Premium.
No, you didn't get my money.
Okay, final email. Actually, it's not. I'm telling lies. I'll do the little one first. In
Oh
fact,
my
we have
goodness.
got a small one.
Okay.
I know we've got a lot of emails. This is from Declan, and he says, no subject. Never heard of rolling pennies. That must be some weird mank pastime from the 60s when Stu was a teenager. Now, first of all, I take exception to the fact you think I'm from Manchester.
Ooh.
Because I'm not from Manchester. I'm
Yeah,
a
he's
Lancashire
not.
lad,
Come
born
on.
and bred. So
Get it right.
you can piss off with that for a start off.
Yeah.
Not that I think manks are a bad thing, but
He just
I'm
doesn't
not
want to
a
be called
mank.
one.
And look, Ben knew what rolling pennies was. Just
I
because
did.
you don't
I did.
doesn't mean that it's not a thing.
I
There
feel
you
like
go.
my dad told me though. He's like, "You ready to roll some pennies?" I'd be like, "Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
gotta
Dad,
roll
I'm
some
ready."
pennies. The final email this evening is from Jason. And he says, getting probed, doing it live, Ben takes the mic.
Okay.
So you can tell he wrote this
wrote this
during the
recently,
show.
yeah, right.
During the show. He says, have you three been playing hacky sack? I've been playing Xeno Tilt Pinball myself.
Okay.
I couldn't help but notice you have yet to ask for my Christmas wish list.
Well, we know you're going
an
to share
Alamo.
it. Whether you're, yeah.
I want an Alamo for the Zelda Wake Up. I don't know what that is. Anyone know what an Alamo
I
is
have
for the
no
Zelda
idea what
Wake
you're
Up?
talking about.
Sadly not.
I just ordered myself a Fido M1 Pro. It's an e-bike similar to an old BMX.
Okay.
Cool.
Now, weirdly, I have a story about BMX, right?
Go on.
I have a story about. It's very quick, but because I'm old, sometimes at dinner time when I'm on my days off, we'll watch Homes Under the Hammer, right? Which is a UK TV show where they go to house auctions and they buy a house and then do it up and sell it, or they rent it out or whatever, right?
Okay.
But on one of these shows recently, they bought this flat and it was full of old bikes. It was absolutely full to the brim with all these old bikes stacked up in nearly every room.
Yeah.
And one of them was a BMX mongoose. Now, I don't know whether either of you know what a BMX mongoose is, right? An original BMX mongoose in mint condition, right? It was like a brand new bike. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, that's a BMX mongoose. That'll be worth a lot of money now, right? And I looked it up, and they go for between about 800 and £1,000 in mint condition, right? These things go for a lot of money. Anyway, when it come back to do the reveal of what they'd done, he said, "Oh yeah, there was we got rid of all the bikes. There was a nice BMX, and my son's using that now. He's riding round on it, And I'm thinking, fucking collector's item, and his son is probably bashing the shit out of it. I tell you, just goes to show you, people just don't know what they've got, do they?
People don't realize.
Don't know what they've got.
Nice.
Anyway, that's an aside. He said, "I cannot wait to excite bike it on the trails."
Hey.
So he's got himself an electric BMX.
Do you know that is the most frustrating thing when I'm actually biking, because up the hill I'm there, and then this person with like 3 pints of beer cans, they bought a load of beer, they're just holding it like that, whizzing by, zing.
Yeah, on the e-bike. Do you know? Them things weigh a ton as well. Like the electric mountain bikes, they weigh fucking loads. So if your battery runs out, you're fucked.
And people keep riding them without helmets. That's not a good idea, y'all.
No, it isn't. Not when they go so fast.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, any bike riding a bike without any bike without a helmet is a bad idea.
Right.
Have you ever played a BMX style video game that was actually any good? Of course, Paperboy. Come on. We all played that, didn't we, back in the day? With the handlebars on the arcade machine. Sure. Classic. No, you do. You don't even like bikes. You ride loads of bikes, don't you?
I like riding my bike. I don't know what he's talking about. Why do you say I don't like bikes?
He obviously doesn't know you. He doesn't know you very well, does he?
Know me. That's okay.
I like to ride my bicycle.
Yeah.
Oh, bit of
Pedal
Queen.
down the foothills, wheels on the front.
The Australians and the British have now infiltrated my small town. I guess they like traffic. I get it. Wolverhampton isn't all that, but Texas is full. Move to Wisconsin. Get your space binoculars ready for the 19th. That ain't Santa. Excuse me. And it sure ain't no comet. It's the mothership heading for the UK to probe some window washers. I mean, that's the word on the street. Oh,
I'll be ready, Jason. I'll be ready.
Do you know, he'll be there bent over waiting. December 19th, mark it in your calendar, 31 Atlas. Before Duke complains, the best trade in GameStop for the trade anything was a fart in a bottle. I think they're working with the Children's Miracle Network, so hopefully it fetches maximum funds on the charity auction. No, it wasn't mine. Stu pre-ordered a fishing game. He sent me some link to a weird-looking fishing game. I have no idea what that was. I gotta go track the alien invasion. I'm hearing they're already probed Wisconsin, and poor Chin. No wonder he's missing this week. No telling what they've done to him. P.S. Turn-based better than Red Dead and Portal. Yep. Yep.
I mean, Claire Obscure,
pretty bloody damn good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty damn bloody good.
Sure.
Stu is being probed live during this show. Oh my God, what the fuck? How does it feel,
What?
Stu? Are you being gentle? Sounds pretty rough. You lost your marbles. So just because I'm saying Claire Obscure is fucking amazing, which it is, like, and I'm not just that one. I'm not the only one. Ben, get used to that mic.
I'm getting.
I think they've abducted Mike for real this time. Check. Plus, that mic looks like a big old alien probe.
Just a little bit, Jason. It does a little bit.
Jason, so there you go. Wow, that was an email.
That was a buggy email, Jason.
It was By the way, the game he's talking about is a game called About Fishing, and it looks fucking weird. Kind of just
A game that Jason likes looks weird?
Yeah, who'd know? Right, we have one final thing to do, which is a speak pipe from Not Derek.
Yeah, here comes the Speak Pipe logo.
Speak pipe.
It's the way to
leave
give
an
us a message. Crap. All right, here comes the Speak Pipe from St. Diesel.
Hey, veteran gamers. I thought I'd do a quiz for you next week. What's today's date? 7th of December. So that will be the 14th of December show. And I thought I'd do a random film quiz. Basically, any old random questions to do with films, not a specific genre of question. So that's hopefully going to be next week. I haven't done one for a while, so I thought it was overdue. But I thought today I'd give you a couple of quick teaser clues, which of course won't be in next week's quiz. But here we go, sort of thing that will come up. Quiz, question number 1, I'll give you the clue and then the answer. Number 1, which 1971 shocker featured the character Alex DeLarge?
I don't know that I know any. See, Chinny is the one who knows all the things that came out in a certain year.
1971.
I don't recognize that name, Alex DeLarge.
Alex DeLarge.
71, was that like maybe Rosemary's Baby? That was a shocker.
I don't know.
Came out back in the day. I don't know.
That would have been a sort of around that time, or it could be something like Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, I think that was earlier.
Was that earlier? Because it was black and white, but it wasn't. It wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't
in a
like,
time of
because
black
it had
and white
to be.
films.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It was just because it was low budget. I don't know.
I couldn't tell you.
That
either
would be
of
my
those
guesses
sounds good to
anyway.
me. Ben, any thoughts? Alex DeLarge?
No idea.
Yeah. Go ahead, Stu. You make the call.
I think go with Rosemary's Baby. Let's do that.
And the answer, A Clockwork Orange.
Oh, wow. Oh, man, we were way off. That is a thriller.
We were.
Okay.
Directed by Stanley Kubrick.
Yes.
And clue number 2, the second one today.
Okay.
Which actor played James Bond in On Her Majesty's Secret Service?
I know this straight away. Do you
Was
guys
that
know
not
this?
Sean Connery?
No.
Okay.
No idea.
Well, I assume it's not, what's his name?
He only ever made one Bond film,
okay.
so he only made one.
I don't know.
Any ideas?
I mean,
anyone?
Chinny would obviously know this. Ben, do you not know?
Nope.
I don't know nothing about
Absolutely
no James
useless.
Bond.
And the only well, it's not the only reason I know this, but one of the reasons I know this is because this is my wife's maiden surname, so this was her maiden name.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, the guy who played him was called George Lazenby. That's what he was called.
All right.
George Lazenby.
Well, Stu got us a point.
And the answer, George Lazenby.
How about that?
I believe that was his only attempt at a James Bond. And I believe he even got married in that one. So there you go. And spoilers
To
for that.
Stu's mom.
But that's it for this week. And I'll be back with a full quiz next week.
My wife.
Kay's
It's
mom.
my wife, by the
Kay's
way.
mom, right, got it.
My wife.
Yes,
My
my
wife.
wife.
My wife.
My wife.
Right. Okay, well, thank you very much, St. Diesel. We appreciate
Yeah,
that.
thank you. I will look
Yes.
forward to the rest of the
Yeah,
quiz.
we're looking forward to having the great quiz time next time.
Hopefully Chitty's here because
Hopefully
I'll be
Chitty's
useless
here.
at this quiz.
Yeah, you'll be useless.
Well, I was also
Chitty,
useless on
come
those
back.
two
I
as
hope-
well, so. You know.
I hope Chitty's here. Okie dokie, I think that's it for tonight. I think we need some shout outs and get the hell out. It's been a big one, by the
It
way,
has
guys.
been a big
It's been
one,
a big one.
yes.
It's been a
It's
big one.
time for a
It's been
shout
big one.
out. Hey!
Hey.
I'll start because I'm going to shout out Ben for very kindly joining us and
no
helping out
worries.
to cover. I'm also going to shout out Ben Cooper for his email. So
Yeah,
another
thanks, Ben. We love you.
John Collins, who we all love because he emails every week. He's a now regular emailer into the show, which we appreciate. And Lee Griggs, he likes a bit of angsty debate. We all like a bit of angsty debate in this show, don't we? Also, Jason, I know we most of the time it's indecipherable. We're not sure what he's talking about, but we appreciate it nonetheless. And Declan for calling me a mank, you cheeky bastard. And that's it. I think that's all the people who've emailed in. So thank you very much to everyone who contributes, and also Derek, not forgetting Derek. And I'm looking forward to the quiz next week. So I'll pass it over to Ben. Go for it, Ben.
I'll shout out Chinny and his father. I hope they're going to be all sorted, and the NHS staff keep working. We need them all alive and kicking for that quiz next week, definitely. And I'll thank my friend Pete Jackson, who I'm here in Sheffield right now, and he's turned his laptop that's so old. He's got all the microphones set up for me, so it's very kind of him. And I think he's going to let me crash on his sofa so I can sleep here and then drive back tomorrow morning. So big up Pete Jackson, top man. And shout out to all of you guys sending emails, and I listen every week as well to you three. Always keeps me entertained. Whenever I'm having a bad day during the week of work, I'm like, I just need someone to just to pick me up. Click on the Veteran Gamers, and every week you always either make me laugh, smile, or when you have your debates, they always make me, they're good times. They're good times.
Yeah.
It's all in jest. No one takes it too personal. I like that.
Yeah.
So yes, shout out to you guys, and thank you very much for having me. And I'll probably be on the Christmas debate, Christmas show if you do a Christmas show, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Of course we do. We do that every year.
Sure.
Perfect.
Yeah, we do that every year.
Duke.
Duke. Over to you.
I was looking to see if I have anything in my phone because I'll often forget. Nope, nothing in my phone. Shout out to Amar because he always sends me fun things on WhatsApp. Shout out to John, going through a hard time. We love you, man. Keep your head up. Shout out to SLH and Jacinta because we've traded some stuff on email and stuff recently. Shout out to Antonio. We should play some Rocket League at some point. And shout out to Chinny. Hope everything's all right with the fam. And shout out to Ben for filling in. Shout out to our Patreons. Shout out to the Duchess because she's been dealing with possums today. And shout out to my dog who came in after having played outside in the snow with the Duchess, full of energy, running around like a crazy person. So yeah, that's my shout outs.
Excellent. Well, on that note, I think it's time to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, that's it, people.
Just a minute. Just a minute. I have got one more shout out, by the way.
Go ahead.
To Hutch94 in the chat, who says, "Evening, gents. No Chinny again." Not even surprised anymore. There you go. I think we'll finish on that.
Thank you very much, love.
All right, show's over. No refunds. You heard the robot. Get out.
Won't you? Won't you? Won't you? Won't you? Won't you just switch off the television set and go and do something less boring instead? Sitting at home, watch TV. Hurry, love's no good to me. Won't you? Won't you? Why don't you? Go, go, go!
There you go.
There you go.
All done again.
Banging end track. That's that song every time. I'm like, oof, sing that loud.
Yeah. All right,
What,
guys.
the outro?
The outro.
Yeah. Whenever
Intro,
they're
outro,
scribbling
all of it.
windows,
It's great. Yeah.
like, woo, woo, woo.
You know, that's the only surviving thing from the very first show we ever did.
Hey.
Apart from us. But, you know, still for you on the
keep
show.
the tickers going, guys. Keep the tickers going.
Yeah, exactly. All right, y'all. I have a go. Have a good night
Okey-doke.
and a good week. Peace out.
Indeed. Thank you, Duke. See you
Bye.
next week.
Thank
Or
you.
speak to you next.
Okay, that's enough. No more talking.